everyone, my name is Monique.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we have another playthrough for you. This time it is for Endless Winter Paleoamericans.
This game is designed by Stan Kordonskiy and published by Fantasia Games. And in this game, Monique and I are going to be competing as prehistoric Americans who are basically trying to survive. We're trying to go through different generations to come out on top.
That's right. We're going to be hunter-gathering, we're hunting, we're doing a large mix of things.
Advancing
right?
our culture, placing out workers, deck building. This game was recommended to us or actually voted on by our Patreon community. So thank you so much for voting on this one. It's one that was highly anticipated for us for a very long time because it was likened to a couple different games that we like. First of all, Dune Imperium, which is one of my favorite games of all time, as well as The Lost Ruins of Arnak.
This game features art by the Miko and it plays 1 to 4 players. And so as per usual, we're going to start with a teach of the game and then go straight into our 2-player playthrough and then end with a review. So if you're interested in jumping around, we'll include timestamps in the description below.
Now, before I begin, if you can all do us a big favor and turn on your Klingon subtitles, just in case we make any mistakes, we can add those corrections there. If we do find we made a mistake, we'll also add it to the description as well. And lastly, if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing.
And with that, we are ready to begin. So if you'd please direct your attention to the center of the table, we're all set up here for our 2-player game of Endless Winter Paleoamericans. The winter is endless, it's cold, it's brutal,
Yep.
and this game is sprawling, as you can see.
Yes.
Now, like we were mentioning in the teach, we are nomadic tribes, and we're going to be doing a lot of different things over the course of 4 generations. We're going to be hunting animals, we're going to be exploring the different terrain, and developing our culture. We're even going to be inviting more tribespeople and seeing some of them pass away and burying our tribespeople as well.
Yeah, you're going to try to honor them at the end as well.
Right. Now, the way that the game works is it's played over the course of 4 rounds, aka generations. And the game is split actually into 2 different eras, with each era being comprised of 2 rounds.
Right.
And each round is split into 3 phases. At the start of each round, we're going to have our actions phase. And this is where a majority of the gameplay is going to take place. Now, each player has 2 tribespeople as well as 1 chief, because this is primarily a worker placement game. And so during the actions phase of each round, we're going to be placing out our tribespeople onto the board in order to take these sets of actions. In addition, we're also going to be collecting more cards to be placed into our hand and into our decks, because this is also a deck building game of sorts. So then each round starts with the action phase. And during this phase, on your turn, the first thing that happens is you can play any number of culture cards from your hand. We start the game with 5 cards in our hand, and in this game, your hand has to last you the entire round. So it's not a typical deck builder in the sense that you discard your hands at the end of each turn. You're going to gain more cards next round.
Right.
Now in this game, there are 2 main types of cards that will be in your hand. There are culture cards, like the cards that you see here with the brown at the top left-hand corner.
It's like the brown skins.
Yeah, like an animal skin.
Like a
and there are tribes cards. And these are the 5 main types of tribes cards that we're going to be acquiring over the course of the game.
Yep.
The first culture card that you play on your turn is free, but for each additional culture card you play, you have to discard a card from your hand. Now, these cards have a wide variety of benefits, which we'll be discussing more in detail during the gameplay. But just so you know, a majority of them give you resources. And so in this game, we have 2 different types of resources that we're going to be acquiring and tracking on our player board. We have food, which is that meat symbol, and we have tools. Some culture cards gain you those benefits immediately, and others, such as this one, require you to spend something in order to gain what's to the right of the arrow. And just so you know, some of these cards will also gain you points. Anytime you see the beige colored in point, those are points that you gain immediately, and the points that have the blackened circle are end game points. Now, once you're done playing culture cards, which by the way is completely optional, then you're going to place one of your workers into one of the 4 columns on the main board. And so the way that the main board works is the actions are divided into 4 different types of groups. And this is thematically what we're doing as tribespeople during this era.
Right.
So starting on the left, this is the initiate action, which allows us to gain more tribespeople into our tribe and honor the members who are passing away, right? Then we have the develop action, which is the second column, and this allows us to gain more culture cards. We have the migrate action, which allows us to move around and gain more of our camps onto the terrain hexes over here. And finally, we have the hunt action, which of course allows us to hunt some animals. Now, when placing your worker, all 4 columns function the same way. You're going to start by placing your worker at the very top section of the column that you're choosing. And this section in each column allows you to do whatever the benefit is as many times as you want. That's why there is an infinity symbol there. For example, for the initiate action, I can spend 1 tool and 1 labor point to take a tribes card from one of these 5 tribe decks and add it to my hand. And since I can do it as many times as I want, for each additional one that I take, it has to come from a different deck. Now, I do want to mention that these tribes decks are identical amongst the entire deck. And the tribe cards are going to be very useful because they help us do additional things. And the number one thing that they do is they gain us these labor points, which is what you're going to be using, as you can see, to spend for all of the top sections of these actions. And actually, there are 2 ways in which you can gain these labor points to spend on the top actions here. The first way is by playing tribe cards from your hand, and you can play any number of these cards on your turn. The amount of labor points that they give you is listed at the top left-hand corner of the card. So for example, this tribeswoman is going to gain me 1.5 labor points to spend. And in addition, there's a benefit at the bottom of the card that I can take immediately, which is spending 1 food to gain 1 tool. Now, if you'll notice at the very, very bottom of the card, there's an additional row that gives you another benefit. This is a benefit that you gain if you use it during the eclipse phase, which we'll talk about later. Now, the second way to gain labor points is by spending food from your player board. So as you can see at the top of the food track, there are these the labor symbols.
The hand sign.
Yeah, and so for each amount of food that you spend that crosses one of those symbols, you gain 1 labor point. So then going back to this action column, once I'm done taking this top action as many times as I'd like, then I slide my worker down to the middle section here, which gives me an action that I can take but just once. And so for this specific action column, I can spend 1 food to take a tribes card, just like the top action here, but the difference is the tribes card that I gain has to go into my discard pile. Now this middle section has a second action that I can take in addition to that, which is taking a card from the top of my player board or from my discard pile or even from my hand and placing it into my burial grounds. Now each player has their own burial grounds, and basically placing a card there is going to take the card out of commission for you. But at the very end of the game, you're going to score points depending on how many cards are in your burial grounds. So if you're familiar with deck building games, this is the culling mechanic that helps you take cards out of commission that you don't really want to have in your hand anymore. And finally, there is a third spot at the bottom here, but this action is only available to the first player who takes this action column per round. And so for the initiate action column, it is gaining an idle action as well as burying a card into your burial grounds. Now, anytime you see this idle symbol, this allows you to move up one of your 2 markers on the idle board. So as you can see, there are 2 different tracks here, and they're going to gain you points for the right side, which is the burial grounds area, and that's going to gain you points at the end of the game, depending on how many cards you have in your burial grounds. And the left-hand side, which I believe is called the offering track, this is going to give you a certain number of points depending on how many resources you have at the end of the game.
Yeah, leftover resources.
That's
so it's
right.
kind of a ratio. So over here, you get 4 to 1. If you can make yourself all the way up to the top, you get 1 to 1. And on the right side, this is basically a race. So at the very top, you're going to notice that there's different valuations of buried cards that you have at the end of the game. So if you're the person who's out in front, you're going to get this ratio over here. If you're the second player, you're going to get the ratio there, which is less.
So for example, if the game ended and Naveen is higher up on this track than I am, then if he has 4 to 6 cards in his burial grounds, he's going to score 10 points.
Yeah.
So you just kind of follow the chart. And since we're playing a 2-player game, we're only going to be following these first 2 charts. Now, the other thing about the idle board is there are some immediate benefits. For example, on the right-hand track over here, as soon as you cross into this row, you're going to score 2 points immediately. Same goes for this row as well as the top. And on the left-hand side over here, as soon as you get to this row, you get that benefit, and there's a benefit there and there as well.
Right. And specifically, if you're on this offering track over here and you get to the top and you're allowed to advance anymore, you're just going to score 1 point for every advancement.
That's right. And since we're on the topic of these benefits, there is one golden rule in this game. Anytime you gain one of these 5 benefits shown here, you can actually choose to take a lesser benefit. So for example, in this example, if I were to have gained an idle action, but I didn't actually want to take that action, or maybe I just needed some resources, instead of taking that benefit, I can take a tool or I can take a food instead.
Yeah, so this is the hierarchy here. So the monolith at the top is the most valuable in this game, and then all the way down to food.
Right. And to be clear, this is not a trading mechanism.
Right.
This is literally at the time that you gain the benefit, you can choose to take a lesser one.
Exactly.
All right. Now that we know how generally the actions work, I'm just going to briefly go over what the rest of them do and not go into too many specifics.
Sure.
So for the second column, this is where you can gain culture cards. You can spend the 3 labor to gain 1 that's in the 8 card display here. Now I do want to mention that the culture cards are split into 2 different decks depending on the era. So for era 1, we're going to be just having era 1 culture cards, and the era 2 culture cards are a little bit stronger from what I remember.
Yeah, and they'll come out in round 3 and 4.
Yes, and thematically, if you're into theme, they are cultural events or things that happen with the tribe.
So
for example,
we're learning things like hand drills, like we're making tools, we're getting more cultured.
Spears, torchlight.
Yeah.
The middle column allows you to spend resources to take sacred stones. So the sacred stones are only available depending on the era. So in era 1, we're looking at these 4 stones. In era 2, those 4. And these stones are going to score us points depending on what it shows on the stone every round. A majority of the era 1 stones have to do with the terrain hexes, and the era 2 stones have to do a lot with the animals, but we'll talk about specifically what these 8 do when we start our gameplay. Now, sacred stones are stored on your player board. So at most, you can only have 3 over the entire course of the game, and the amount of resources that you have to spend depend on what it shows on the leftmost available space on your player board. So for the first one, it's going to be 1 stone and 1 food. And then you gain immediately the benefit that's shown below it. So we'll discuss that as we play the game as well. And sorry, did I say stone?
You said stone.
I meant tool. There's
Stones
no stone.
are
It's not a
used for
resource.
tools in life.
Yeah, I guess there's a stone in the tool,
Possibly,
maybe.
yeah.
And at the bottom, the first player bonus is just 1 tool and 1 food.
Real simple.
The third column allows you to place and move camps around in this terrain hex area. So each player starts the game with 1 camp each in the middle area here. And this is basically going to be another way for us to gain benefits during the eclipse phase every round, similar to the sacred stones. We each also have 4 additional camps stored on our player boards. And so taking this action allows us to spend tools to place a camp out. And when you place them out, you're always going to place them in the center hex here.
Right.
And as you'll notice, placing out additional camps gives you more available space for you to accrue more meat. In addition, for each labor point you spend, you can move one of your camps to an adjacent hex. And it doesn't have to be the camp that you just placed. Since you can take that action multiple times, you could even move the same camp more than once. But what you're trying to do here is you're trying to gain influence on these hex tiles so that you have the most amount of influence during the eclipse phase, and you can gain the benefit that's listed.
Ties are friendly, so anybody who's going to be there and they're tied, you both get the benefit. 1 camp gets you 1 influence for the hex it's on.
Right. Now, in addition to camps, we also have 3 villages each, and that is what the middle action here is. This action allows you to spend 3 food to remove 3 of your camps from contiguous hexes, just like that, in order to place out one of your villages.
So you'd remove all 3, and then inside you see there's like a little circle there. You're going to place out your village encompassing that. So now this village is touching all 3 of these hexes.
And during the eclipse phase, villages gain you 2 influence for each hex that it's on. And just as a note, only 1 person can have a village in each of these intersections.
Right.
And that's essentially that action column. The benefit at the bottom here for first player going there is it allows you to place 1 camp and move 1 camp. Finally, we have the last action column here, which is hunting. This allows us to spend labor points to place out additional animal cards in the hunting grounds and claim them or take a card from the hunting grounds. Animal cards, as you'll see, do 2 different things. One of the main things that they do is they are set collection for the end of the game. Each player starts the game with 1 animal card already, and so I'm going to be starting with the ground sloth. And as you can see on the animal cards themselves, at the top right-hand corner of the card, it tells you how many of that specific type of animal are in the deck. So there are 10 ground sloths. At the very, very bottom of the card, it tells you how many points you'll score depending on how many of them that you have at the end of the game.
Right.
So I have 1 right now, it's going to score me 1 point. If I have 4 or more of them, then I'll score the maximum 10 points. The other thing that animals are good for is this middle action here, which allows you to tip an animal card. So tipping an animal card lets you just tap it, and any tipped animals will not score you any points for set collection at the end of the game. but it gets you a benefit, and the benefit is going to be different depending on the animal card. So for the ground sloth, if I were to tip this card, I get 1 tool and 4 food.
You're taking the bones and getting food out of it.
Yeah, it might be beneficial for you in that moment.
That's what's happening.
But if not, then you can just keep them for set collection scoring. And finally, the first player bonus lets you just top deck. It lets you take the top card from the deck over there into your area. Now, those are all of the 4 main types of actions that we're going to be taking over the course of the round. Each player also has a 5th action spot, which is on your player board, and it's called the rest action. This action allows you to draw a card from your deck into your hand and tip an animal. And in addition, during the eclipse phase, it's going to gain you additional labor points because there's going to be a sort of a bidding mechanic, as you'll see. And once you're done playing all of your tribe's cards and resolving your entire action column, then all of the cards that you played get discarded into your discard pile, and it goes on to the next player. Now, the end of your 3rd action phase works a little bit differently because right before you finish your 3rd action phase, you can prepare your eclipse pile. And so you can place any number of unplayed tribes cards or culture cards from your hand into your eclipse pile. And this is going to allow you to take the benefit of the tribes card that's listed at the very bottom during the next phase, which is the eclipse phase. This is all done in secret, so your eclipse pile is going to be completely face down, and any cards that you don't place in that pile stay in your hand for the next round. Now, before we move on to the eclipse phase, I do want to mention 2 things. The first thing is each player also has an asymmetric chief, and that is what our miniature is here. At the start of the game, we choose which side of the card to use, and it's basically going to give us a benefit depending on which action column we go to. So my chief specifically is going to either give me 2 food or 1 tool for going to the initiate action column with that specific miniature. There is also 1 chief card that is not specifically linked to the action spaces, but for our gameplay, we're going to be using these ones. And the other thing is there is another action that's not actually shown on any of these action columns, and it is placing out a megalith token onto the megalith board. Some culture cards will allow you to take this action, like the altars that starts in everybody's starting deck. During the eclipse phase, you'll have the opportunity to place out a megalith if you are the first player.
When placing megalith tokens, you essentially take from the left side of your board. So if you notice, we have some in our player color as well as some neutral ones. So you have to kind of go through these neutral ones first before getting to the juicier ones. What you're basically going to do is you're going to take that token, and if it's the very first one in the game, it must go on one of these starting spaces. So one of those 4. So this is kind of a random layout that we have according to the book. But what you'll do is you'll place it out onto one of these and then get the benefit that is down below it. So this one in particular says, I get to place out another megalith token out into either this spot or this spot, gaining those benefits below. So I'd be able to do that, and then the next one would come out and then place there. By doing that, it starts to unlock other benefits, which will be useful during the eclipse phase.
Now that there are megalith tokens there, if I were to place them out, I can place a gray token in a gray starting spot or adjacent to any tokens that are already there. So just as a note, only the gray neutral tokens can go on the gray spaces, but they don't have to be there. And these benefits are going to give you stuff like allowing you to draw additional cards or gaining resources. And so over the course of the game, these spots are going to start to get filled. And so as soon as you have a square that looks like that, then another option for placement comes into play. You can now instead place out your megalith token on top of a square, just like that.
Like you're making a pyramid.
Exactly. And in doing so, you don't actually get any of the benefits that are depicted on the board. You score points instead. And the number of points you get depends on the color of the megalith tokens that you're covering. For each neutral color, you get 1 point, and for each megalith token belonging to another player, you also get 1 point, and they get 1 point.
Yeah, so in this case, Monique, by doing this, would get 4 points total, but I, as the orange player, would get 2 points.
That's right. The most ideal scenario for me is for me to cover up an entire square of my own 4 colors of megalith tokens, because for each of your own color, you get 2 points per token.
That's right.
So. All right, so once everybody's taken all of their actions, we move on to the eclipse phase. And so at the start of the eclipse phase, we are going to take all of our eclipse piles and we're going to reveal them, taking back any culture cards that you placed in there to bluff back into your hand. So there's no risk there. And then we would each count up all of the labor symbols that are showing on those tribes cards. So in this example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Yeah,
to
and I
your.
would have 4.
And of course, you gain additional labor symbols if you took the rest action that
Right.
round. And basically, whoever has the most number of labor points gets to be first player in the next round. So you would change the turn order on the turn order track just like that.
Right.
And in the new turn order, you then gain all of your benefits for the eclipse phase. The first benefit you receive is the one that's on the turn order track. So the best benefit, of course, is the megalith token over there, but you can always take a lesser benefit.
Yep.
Then you get to take the actions that are on the cards themselves, the eclipse actions that are the bottom row of each card. Some of the tribes cards don't have an eclipse action, so maybe you only placed it there just to increase the number of labor symbols that are showing.
Yep.
But at that point, you would then resolve all of those cards. Afterwards, you would gain all the benefits for the terrain tiles in which you have the most influence or you're tied for the most.
Right.
And these are going to range from resources to points to even putting out megalith tokens.
Yeah, and also going up on the tracks.
And finally, you receive the benefits from your player board. So there are 3 different sections where you can receive eclipse phase benefits. One is the sacred stones that you've collected over the course of the round. You're going to score those every eclipse phase.
Right.
The other thing is for each village that you've placed out, you get to draw a card from your deck. And the third one is depending on how many of these megalith tokens you have out. For the first section that you've depleted, you get to take a stone, and the final section will get you an idle action.
As does the middle one as well.
Oh, that's right. And once everyone's taken all their benefits, then we end with the preparation phase where we basically just prepare for the next round. And this is going to be doing stuff like refilling the culture cards, and each player gets to draw 5 new cards from their deck into their hand. This is going to be in addition to any cards they already had in their hand because there's no hand limit. At the end of the 4th eclipse phase, we're going to go into endgame scoring. At this point, players are going to score points for all of their leftover resources, depending on where they are on the offering track. You'll also score points for the number of cards in your burial grounds, depending on where you are in the honor track.
Yep.
You'll also score points for all of your tribe cards and culture cards, even the ones that are in your burial grounds.
Right.
And finally, you score all of the sets of animals that you've accrued that are not tipped. And at that point, whoever has the most points wins. So that is essentially how you play the game. There's kind of a lot going on, but we're going to get cleaned up and then we'll get started with our playthrough. All right, so we've fully reset the board. Everything is back to normal, and we've actually predetermined start player, who's going to be Naveen today. And we've also fully performed setup. So before you start the game, there are these setup cards that determine what your starting resources are, as well as your starting tribes card and animal card.
Right.
And so today I have 1 elder, and this card goes directly into your hand, as well as the ground sloth.
Nice.
I also start with 4 food, but really 5 since I'm going second, and 2 tools.
Okay, yeah, I got this card over here. So I get 3 tools, 2 food. I have a crafter as well as a saber-toothed cat as my animal to start with.
Nice.
I have 2 food, like I said, and 3 tools. So I got to use them wisely.
And because of, table space, we're probably going to put our animals up here. And if we need to tip them, then we'll just turn them sideways.
Yeah, technically they're supposed to go here, but we're going to figure it out.
The last couple of things is I have a chief looking hand over here who gives me 2 food whenever the chief figure specifically goes to the initiate action column. And I chose to use this side versus the tool side because, I don't know, hopefully that'll be fine.
Food's good, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also going to use the food side. I have Chief Firewolf. Whenever I go to this mountainous area here and take actions, I get 2 food.
Nice. The last thing is we have these 8 sacred stone tiles. We didn't mention in the teach, but the game comes with several of them, and you only play with 4 for each era in a 2-player game.
Right.
And so just so you know what they are, these 2 sacred stone tiles will get you 2 points every eclipse phase for each of those, that specific type of terrain that you have at least 1 village on.
Village, yeah, these ones, yeah.
Specifically.
Okay.
And I think the terrain is this one and the glaciers.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. The third one here is depending on the number of these megalith tiles that you have at least one of your stones directly on.
Okay.
So it cannot be stacked on a group of 4. It has to be directly on the tile.
Okay.
And so maximum you can get is 6 points. Wow, every round.
You would have to have 1 on 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
so it's a
that's
little
not
challenging.
going to happen in the first round.
Yeah.
And this last one over here gets you 1 point per different type of hex that you have at least one of your camps on.
Okay.
So not the villages, the camps this
yeah.
time.
Okay.
These last 4, a majority of them have to do with the animals, tipping animals.
Yeah.
So the first one is for the number of tipped animals of that specific type.
Perfect for
which
you.
I think is my ground sloth.
It is.
Hey. This one over here is for different types of tipped animals.
Okay.
And then the last one is you count up all the tipped animals of those two
man.
specific types. So,
Thanks.
and those are not the ground sloth.
Good.
And then this second sacred stone tile is for number of cards in your burial.
In your buried
area.
section.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Are you ready?
I am ready, yes.
All right, Naveen, we are round 1, arrow 1. Take it away.
Round 1, arrow 1.
Action
Okay,
phase.
so I will be starting off by playing out a culture card.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do my altars here. This one allows me to spend a tool to go ahead and put out a megalith. So let's go ahead and get that started.
All right.
So I'm going to put one tool down, and now I'm going to take this, and I want to be right here.
Oh, okay.
And then instantly I get to place one either here or here. Let's just go ahead and place one right there.
Sure.
So now I've opened up this slot just like that. So I get 2 food because that's what I covered up.
Nice.
So now we have 4 food. That feels good. Before I even took an action.
Yeah, that is good. Anything else?
No, if I play another culture card, I have to discard a card. I do not want to do that, so we're going to stick with this.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get my first worker out. We're going to go over to this spot right over here.
Okay.
So now we are going to do some culture. I'm going to play some cards to craft. So I'm going to play the crafter, which basically gives me 2 hands because there's one here. So I get 1 labor. And then because I'm using them at this particular location, I get a second one.
Right.
So in order to take this action here, I need 3 total.
Uh-huh.
So let's go ahead and give up a tribesman as my 3rd one. So I'm not going to do this multiple times. I'm only going to take this action once.
Sure.
And I'm going to take one of these cards over here. I want this torchlight. This torchlight looks pretty good. It's going to give me 1 point at the end of the game.
Uh-huh.
Plus, whenever I deploy it or use it, I get 2 tools and a food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm going to take this one.
That is a very nice, well-rounded,
Yeah, well-rounded,
beneficial
yes.
card.
And then what's nice about it is anytime I would gain that, if I really needed food in a pinch, I can always do the thing where I get food instead. So
Sure.
it's pretty universal.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to do it again?
No, that's a lot of labor. No. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and move down into here.
Okay.
And I would like to take one of these tablets. So
wow, already.
I know. So knowing that I'm going to get a tool and a food right back, it sounds like a great deal right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to spend a tool. I'm going to spend a food.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab this one. This is the one that wants you to have those tents onto these different types of hex terrains. So I want this one.
Mm-hmm.
When I do this, I'm going to be able to bury a card right now.
Okay.
So that's pretty nice. So I'm going to place this here.
Nice.
And then I'm going to bury that tribesman that I used earlier.
Oh.
And just kind of tuck it right under.
Sad times.
Sad times.
And as a reminder, you have to place the sacred stones from left to right, and so that is why Naveen had to pay one tool and 1 meat.
Yeah. So the next one is going to be 1 tool and 2 meat, and so on and so forth. And because I'm the first one here, I'm going to go ahead and get myself a tool and a food, and that's going to be that.
Nice.
That was my first turn. And of course, we wrap up by discarding these cards into a discard pile.
Nice.
There we
All
go.
right.
You know what? These are supposed to go face up.
Yes.
That is the rule. Yep.
All right. Done?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so to me, for my first turn, well, I'm going to start by playing my culture card as well. So this is the same one, the altars card.
Sure.
So I have to spend a tool, and now I can put out a megalith. It doesn't have to go on a gray neutral spot, but this is the only one that can go there. So
Yeah.
I might as well, can I place it on the left side?
This one right
please? Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to go there, which means I can place out my second
Yeah, on either this one or this one.
neutral one. I'll go to the one above it.
Above it.
So that just gets me a tool back.
Right.
Because I need 2 tools to do what I'm going to try to do.
What are you doing,
I'm
Monique?
going to deplete all my resources.
Yeah.
This might not be the smartest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to place my worker in this column here. So I'm going to be doing stuff with my camps and maybe make a village if I can afford it.
Okay.
The top area here lets me spend a tool to place out camps, and I'm going to spend 2 tools to
Okay.
place out 2 of them. Can you place this in the middle for me, please?
Just in the dead center, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Thank
the rule.
you. That's the
All
rule.
right.
And then I can spend 1 labor point to move to an adjacent hex.
Sure.
So I'm going to play 3 tribes cards from my hand. So
Wow,
I'm pretty
wow,
much
wow.
depleting my entire thing here for this
Sure.
1 move. But this is going to give me 5 labor points because I have 1.5 on these 2, which make 3, plus 1 on the brave right there. So that's a total of 5. In addition, I just want to do this before I forget. My tribeswoman card lets me spend 1 food for 1 tool.
Sure. Yeah.
So I will do that right now, just so I have some tool. So I had 5 labor points, so I can do 5
You
movements.
can move 5 times. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1, 2,
Doing.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on these these 3 hexes
So
here.
again, that's because you went 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one came on 5. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's it, because that's like everything I have. Then I'm going to move to the
big
middle
move.
section. It is. I'm kind of going all in for this. I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to the
My
middle
chief
section.
wants to do these things, not you.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know why you didn't go there first.
I thought it was
So
secure.
I'm going to spend 3 food, and so it's going to go down to 1.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And these 3 camps are going to come back to my board because they're going to be replaced with the village.
Interesting. But you're not
What's
going to be able to do the. Oh, you will be able to do the benefit.
Yeah,
Because
why
you're going
not?
to be the first one. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and the benefit, by the way, is placing 1 and moving 1. So I'm going to place this, and where do I want to move it? I'm going to move it. Let's go here for 1 influence on that spot.
Not good.
Okay.
What a move.
Well, I think that's it.
I hope you
So
stall out.
I'm going to. This is 4 out of the 5 cards
Oh
that were
my
in my starting
gosh.
hand. So
But your chief still can go
Anyway.
to the location to get 2 food back. That's the thing that I don't like.
yeah. All right. Well, it's back to you for your
Huh.
second turn.
I guess there's no pressure on me to now use my chief there because I can always use it on my last turn.
Mhm.
Well, I got that culture card that we were talking about earlier, the one that was pretty sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. It is that torchlight. So I'm going to get 2 tools and
Okay.
a food.
Nice.
All right. So that's good. I think I want to move on over to hunting. I want to get some animals. Let's go ahead and put myself right over there.
Okay.
So I'm not going to do the top portion, which is spend labor to get new
add.
cards.
Okay.
I would like to find more saber-toothed cats, but honestly, I'm going to work with these and then kind of maybe use this for tapping in the future.
Oh, you set aside your prey.
I mean, it's 2 tools and 2
Ugh.
food. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
If one shows up in the future, maybe. But
Okay.
I don't need to tap it right now. So
Sure.
let's go ahead and spend tools and labor.
Okay. To grab the ones that are available, we have a ground sloth.
Hmm.
There's a woolly rhino
There is.
and a stag moose. And they all have the same amount
Stag moose.
of distribution cards in the deck. They all have 10 each.
They all have 10 each. Okay.
It's going to have
and,
the same point
and they all
distribution.
score like the 1, 3, 6, 10,
Yeah,
right?
1,
Okay.
3, 6, 10.
Okay, with that in mind, I'm going to use the Brave
Okay.
card. So that's the one that gives me 1.5 plus another one. So really, I only
2.
have 2
2
2
labor.
labor. So I'm going to spend 2 tools
Okay.
with 2 labor to take 2 cards.
Which 2?
So I'm going to take the Ground Sloth because I
of
think I need to
course.
hate draft a little. I didn't like what you
Okay.
did over here.
Yeah?
So I got to
Yeah.
just pull away just a little bit.
That's fair. Which?
And then honestly, I like the one on the right. Let's go
The
with
woolly
Brave.
rhino?
Yeah, the woolly rhino.
Can you imagine
good.
befriending
It's a lot of
woolly rhino?
Yeah. The other one gives you what is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
The stag moose, when tipped, lets you place a camp and you gain 4
Oh,
food.
you know what? Let's actually do that. Sorry.
Okay.
I was just thinking about the
Oh, I
points,
just
but
talked up this rhino.
yeah.
There you go.
That seems like a better
A
thing
better
to do. Yeah.
better benefit?
Considering that the Chief Firewolf gets me 2 food,
Yeah.
and I can get food using this person instead. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and move on down into this. Do I want to tip?
Yeah.
Wow.
You talked so much about tipping. You set aside your
the
prey.
problem is if I tip, I only have space for 1 more food.
Okay.
That's a big problem. So I don't think I'm
you
going to do
won't
it.
be able to get the benefit in that moment.
Exactly. So I'm not going to do it. But I am the first one here, so I get to top deck.
Yeah,
Let's go
that's
ahead
right.
and see. Maybe
That
it's
is
something
kinda
that
nice.
oh.
Ooh.
Okay, so we didn't talk about this in the teach. This is I'm going to butcher the name. It's Argentavis.
Okay. I don't know.
There's only 5 of these, and it's basically a wild.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, it acts as a wild, so you can add it to a set collection just
Mm-hmm.
to kind of boost a score. Or if you want to use it, you can tip it in the course of the game to actually move up the track twice.
Yes.
So it's pretty useful.
That's also one of the animal types that's on this Sacred Stone tile.
Oh, you're right.
That's that bottom
So if I do tip
one.
it, then I would want to get something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So I'm going to keep
Looking
this.
for the future.
Keep it nice and tight over here.
Okay.
All right,
Wow, you have
so-
your own gang already
Yeah.
of animals.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do. They're all universal. I wish they were all one type, like one grouping, but
Wow.
that's going to be it. Okay, these are going to be discarded. And now it's back to you.
All right. Well, I don't have any more culture cards, clearly. I only have 1 card left in my hand, so I'm going to skip that bit. Well, I guess I might as well go to the initiate action spot
It's the last place that
With-
nobody's gone to.
with my chief, since this is where my chief wants to go.
Yeah.
And going there gets me 2 food.
Mhm.
So I'm going to take that now. You can technically take this at any time of your choosing,
Yeah.
but I don't want to forget. So I can spend a tool and a labor to take a tribes card. I only have 1 tool. I do wish I had 1 more,
Ah,
but so is life. I'm going to spend the 1 tool And I'm actually going to spend 1 food to produce that 1 labor point that I need for that top action.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a tribe card.
And this one's going to go into your hand for your final action.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure out where
are
I
you
want to
gonna
go.
go?
I need to
Yeah.
decide that now. I guess I'll take this one, the crafter. Because it's, I mean, as good a time as any to take a culture card.
Well, what's nice is because you're so low on tools, if you don't use it and you use it during the eclipse phase, it'll get you 2 tools,
2
which
tools.
is really nice.
That is the thing about the game. You have to try to figure out which cards you want to spend and which cards you want to save.
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm struggling with a little bit at
for
this
sure.
moment. But that's all I can afford. I can only afford to take 1 tribe card. So I'm going to move over here. And now I can spend 1. I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend the 1 food.
Yeah.
I get to take another tribes card, but it goes directly into my discard.
Which is good.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to take the hunter.
Yeah.
So that I can go hunting in the future.
Hunting's nice.
I
Yeah.
was jealous of what you did there.
Yeah, it's good to take
And
animals.
I can also bury a card. So I'm going to
Do you
bury.
have a basic?
I think I do. This one.
Oh, yeah.
My regular tribesman
The
over here
old
doesn't have
basic
any
tribesman.
additional benefits. So I'm going to go ahead and place that underneath my my burial grounds. And you can always look through this at any time, by the way.
Uh-huh. And now you get the bonus for
Yes.
being the first one there.
So I get to bury another card. Oh, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go there
These are
because
so
I didn't have another
good.
one like that.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to bury another card, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I will do the idle track.
Which track are you thinking?
This one, because this is a race.
Sure.
So I'm going to move up here, and I move all the way to the left because in the case of a tie, then the tie is broken in the favor of the player to the
Yeah,
left.
there's like 4 hashes for a 4-player game. So
Yeah.
there you go.
So
Okay.
might as well, since I already have a card in my burial grounds, might as well go up on that
Pretty
track.
good. Yeah.
All right, that's it. So back to you for your 3rd action. And as a reminder, this is now where you can set aside cards into your eclipse pile at the end of your turn.
Yeah. Okay. I am not going to probably set any cards aside because I'm probably going to burn through it.
Going to do that.
But the chief must feed.
Right.
So we are going to go here because the chief wants to go to that location.
Okay.
So I am going to play the tribeswoman here. Now this allows me to actually spend food because I'm going to gain food. So I'm going to spend food to get a tool.
Okay.
Okay, that's
you're
pretty
gonna
nice.
nice.
So then now I can balance. Now the chief
Yeah.
gets 2 food. So let's go ahead and get myself.
Gives.
No,
Or
gets.
Maybe
The chief
cooks?
went out and helped.
Acquired. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so now I want to do something kind of cool, something kind of like what you did. But the
Oh.
problem with my game now is because I have this sacred zone here.
Yeah.
This does not want me to turn these into this. I want to get a very unique set of my camps
Yeah.
out into different locations.
That's going to be hard for you.
It's going to be hard, but I'm going to try.
Okay.
So, okay.
Yeah, if you can do it, that would be very lucrative because it's 1 point per different type of terrain, though.
Yeah, so I see I'm here. I
Yeah.
see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of terrain. So if I just like kind of
Actually, no, that's actually better, I think.
I think
because
so.
if you can spread out your camps
Just-
in areas where I am not,
Yeah, you're
there's no
here.
competition.
Yeah, why don't
Yeah.
you go to the east? I'll go to
Sure.
the west.
Okay.
And we'll just see who wins at the end. All right, so let's figure out how do I get as how do I make this happen?
Okay, well, how many are you willing to put
mean-
out? Because you have to pay 1 stone
Gosh,
per camp.
You know,
You have 3 stones. You already have 1 camp on the board.
How much is coming
So-
back to me? Let's see.
And whenever I say stone, I really mean tools.
Monique Stone is tool.
I see the stone in the tool, and I think
Yeah.
it's stone.
What about wood? There's wood on there.
Uh,
So first, I'm going to spend all 3 of my tools.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 to get 3 of these camps out onto the central hex.
okay.
All right, so now we got to make some moves.
How many hexes are you trying to move to?
Well, I want to get
1 labor.
yeah,
per.
1 labor per. This one wants me to get as many as possible here. So,
I mean, if you want to do the bordering ones, those are the easiest to get to because they're just 1 movement each.
right.
So, like this one, if you're okay with going here but not gaining the benefit during the eclipse phase, that's a faster place to move to.
So I have the 1.5 labor here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to spend a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5.
You want to do the movements now, and then we'll just count them?
Yeah, so this one's going to go here, 1.
Uh-huh.
This one's going to go 2. This
Okay.
one's going to be 3. And then this is 4, 5.
Okay.
So I have 1. It's going to have to go 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Wow. It's a lot of food.
It's a lot of food, but the way I see it is this hex that I spent to go over here,
Yeah.
it gets me 2
Sure, for the next round.
for the next round.
That's a lot of benefits that you're going to be getting.
Yeah.
So, plus that's 4 points.
Plus 4 points.
Yeah.
And so that is going to be it. I don't get any bonus for being there, so we're going to drop
No,
myself
but you
down.
can do. Oh no, you don't want to do that. Oh, you can't.
I
do
can't
this.
do
Right,
that.
Right, right.
Plus, I also do not want to do that
Yeah.
because my tile does not encourage me to pull these off the board.
To have villages.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe this will bite me, but that's gonna be it.
No, I think it sounds good.
It sounds good, right?
So no eclipse pile
No.
for you. You didn't have any cards.
Nope.
All right. So then it goes back to me for my final turn. I don't have any more culture cards, so I'm skipping that.
Mm-hmm.
And I took this tribe card for a reason, so I'm gonna go here to this action column.
Okay.
And first, well, really the only thing that I'm going to do, because I don't really have any more resources, is I'm going to play my crafter tribe card here, because the crafter gets me 1, 2 labor since I went to that action column.
Will you be spending food or will you be...
Yeah, I have to spend one more food because I want to put this into my eclipse pile, I think.
Interesting.
So that's the third labor point from me spending food. And that's going to allow me to take a culture card.
Yeah,
I think this card goes into my hand.
Yep.
Wow, I was going to take this card, Spears, because Spears gives you 3 tools.
Sure.
And you could essentially exchange food instead. But it doesn't give you a point at the end of the game. And look at this one, Spit Roasting. This lets you top deck an animal card, and you get 1 food. And it's a point at the end of the game.
It's a point, yeah.
This is looking nice.
That's pretty good. If you want to go the animal route, yeah, that's great.
I don't know if I want to go the animal route. I've not really done that. I mean, you have to try to do everything, but
yeah, there's 4 locations to go to.
I'm just gonna do it, and if I'm short tools, this is the move.
Cool.
This is what got me there. So I'm taking Spit Roasting,
okay,
and that's gonna go into my hand. And now, seeing as I don't have any more tools or food, I'm gonna skip the middle section and go straight to the bottom. That is it. But before I end my turn, I do want to place this card into my Eclipse pile. And I'm not going to do any bluffing because I know...
Well, clearly I haven't played a
know
card,
that you
so
don't have
there
anything.
really is no need to do anything
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Well, let me discard this.
Okay.
And that is it. That is the end of the actions phase.
Eclipse time.
Shall we go into the Eclipse
Yes.
phase? Okay. Well, the first thing that you're supposed to do is reveal your Eclipse piles, and I'm the only one. So I have 1 labor there. Nobody took the rest action. So that's that. And so we're going to go ahead and
we'll
swap turn order. And now, starting with me, I'm going to do all of my Eclipse phase stuff. And we're in the Eclipse phase, by the way.
Yeah.
There you go. First, I'm going to gain the turn order track benefit, which is putting out a megalith.
Yeah.
And I could take a lesser benefit, but I think at this point, I do want to take that.
Yeah, clearing these off is nice.
Yeah, I'm going to place this here.
Food.
Right there.
Boom.
Yeah. I want some food.
Food's
I don't have any more food
Sustenance.
because of all that.
That hullabaloo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to resolve all the cards in my Eclipse pile. So just my Elder for now. At the very bottom here, it says I can take a Tribes card and place it into my discard pile.
That's solid.
So I'm not going to get to put it into my hand, but still.
You know, get shuffled in around.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I think I'm going to take a Shaman.
Yeah, it's
Shaman
a nice
is
card.
universal. They're not tied to any of the 4 actions on the board, but they come with 1.5 labor instead, and the Eclipse benefit is going up the idle.
I mean, not to
track.
mention also, if you spend a tool, this card becomes 3 labor.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
That is fantastic. Now I resolve the terrain tiles. So I'm on 4 different hexes, I think.
Yep.
The first one, let's do this one first. That is a megalith.
Another megalith.
Another megalith.
You've unlocked.
So I'm going to go to this one over here
Draw
because
2.
I can draw 2 cards.
Ooh.
And I was feeling some kind of way about not
doing?
having cards in my hand toward the end there. So
I do not like that square
draw.
formation.
yeah. Moving on to the next one over here. This is 1 idle push up, and I think I'm going to try to gain a further lead on the right-hand side here.
Yeah, okay.
I now get 1 tool and 2 points. So there's my 1 tool.
Oh, you're on the
and 2 points. I'm on the
scoreboard.
scoreboard.
2 points.
Just 2 points.
Boom.
Yeah, that's it.
1/4 of the way through, 2 points.
Yeah.
All right.
And finally, I have some benefits on my player board. So for the 1 village that I placed out, I get to draw a card.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna regret not being able to do that with this.
With this area here.
Yeah.
Drawing cards is kind of nice. The deck
It
building
is a deck
part, right?
builder, yeah.
Because the hand management is a big part of the game.
Thing just says don't draw cards enough to me.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll see.
Maybe I'll bail.
I get a tool for that.
You do.
And I don't have any sacred stones. So that is it. That is the end of my Eclipse phase.
Your reign. Okay. Well, it looks like my benefit is drawing a card. I am jealous of the fact that I can't draw cards, so I'm going to take 1 into my hand.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to be that one. Now, I don't have any cards in my Eclipse pile, so we can just go ahead and skip that.
Okay. So then your terrain hexes, which you have 4 of them.
4, yeah. So let's just go ahead and get the resources first. So I get 1 tool, 2 food.
Yep.
So 1 tool and 2 food. I get 1 point.
Nice.
So I'm on the board.
There you go.
And then now I can go ahead and put out a megalith.
What do you want?
I think I want to go here.
Oh.
So that one right there.
That's a double.
It's a double, and I get to bury.
Oh,
So
I didn't notice that.
I'm going to take
nice.
a double. I'm going to move up the track next to you.
This one?
Yeah.
Twice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I have no idea, this whole like 4-to-1, 3-to-1, that's a lot of work. I think I want to work on that over there.
I know what you mean. Like, I don't know how many resources I'm going to have at the end of the game.
Yeah.
These are nice.
I've been spending them.
Immediate benefits are nice, but the race is a race.
The race is a race, yeah. And the real reason why I really wanted to draw a card with that benefit I got for going second was because I was pretty sure that I was going to draw a tribesman.
Okay.
And so the fortunate thing about this spot is I also get to bury. So let's go ahead and just bury that tribesman right now.
Okay.
Because I want to try to get these out of here, and I want to score points at the end of the game, hopefully.
Nice.
Yeah.
Naveen is calling in a deck building game.
I am calling. Get out.
It is the way.
Yeah. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the points from this. So for every different hex that I'm on, not including, by the way, this starting tile, that is not a different hex. So had I left one behind, I would not get a point for this. But I do get 1, 2, 3, 4 points.
Wow.
So now I'm at 5.
That's going to score you 4 points every round, 16 points.
Plus I can get an extra one out there.
Yes, you can have at most 5.
So there's
nothing I can do about that.
There's another 15. Yeah, because I can just leave them there. And
I could sit there and I could take away the benefits from the hex. It's a lot of work, but it wouldn't affect your.
It wouldn't affect. Yeah, that. So hopefully I can just keep that going. And then I also get myself a tool. That's pretty nice.
Nice.
And I believe that's it.
Yep, that is it. So we're done with the Eclipse phase now. We can go ahead and discard our cards that we played. And then we're going to prepare for the next round.
So we're going to go ahead and advance to round 2.
Okay, so take back
we
your
get our things back.
figures. Are you yellow?
I'm the orange is yellow. Yeah.
So this is me. We also refill the hunting grounds up to the starting, which is 1 plus the number of players.
We're looking for a saber-toothed cat or a stag moose.
We've got another woolly rhino. And,
the wild one.
They're rare. The one that we said was so rare. Argentavis.
That's not good.
Okay. Now we're going to refill the culture display. And these are going to be from the culture, the Era 1.
Era 1 still.
Culture deck. So just these 2. Everything else stays. But now we're going to move this here to signal that at the end of the next round, we're switching over to Era 2 culture cards.
Yeah.
And finally, we go ahead and draw 5 cards from our deck.
All right.
And in standard deck building format, if you run out of cards in your draw deck, you reshuffle your discard.
That's what I'm doing right now.
So I have 2 here. I'm going to reshuffle these.
Wow.
We were able to call some of it.
You have a lot of cards going into this round. I think I'm toast already.
I don't know about
it's
that.
over.
Okay, so there's no hand limit. I do have 9 cards.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oof.
It's because of the village, putting out the village and then placing the megalith tokens. That is how I got additional cards into my hand.
Yeah.
So you can do
I would like to do that.
that too.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready for round 2? Okay, so I am the start player this time. And I'm going to go ahead and start by playing a culture card.
Okay.
I'm going to play Spit Roasting. So surprise, this is the card that I picked up last round. And it's going to get me a food. And I get to take an animal card. What is it? A stag moose.
Stag moose. That's what I want.
Well, I'm probably going to tip the stag moose.
Okay.
It'll let me place out a camp and 4 food. Wow. Okay, that's nice. I'm going to start by going hunting because that is what I wanted to do some of last round, and I didn't do it at all.
Okay. Are you going to be drawing cards?
I think I'm just going to take from here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
the
nice.
wild is perfect.
I'm going to play my hunter tribes card because it's going to give me 2 labor since that's the action that I'm taking. And I only have 2 tools, so I guess I might as well spend them both. And this is to take cards from here. Ooh, should I have put an additional one out? That is the question.
Putting out more animals, you mean?
Yeah, more options.
Yeah.
So that I can have...
Because if you find the sloth, then that's perfect for you.
Yeah, if I can actually get some set collection going. Yeah. I'm going to play another tribes
Plus it gives me options when it goes to my turn. So,
yes, I'm thinking of you.
Thank you.
So I played another tribes card here just for that additional labor. And I'm going to do that first. Sorry. I'm going to do this first.
So, you're technically doing this top row thing first, right? Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
So that's just to put out 2.
Okay.
So,
a newbie.
What's this? Glyptodon.
Oh, that's nice. You get to move up the track.
They look quite stunned.
Track and food.
Yeah, that is nice. And a saber-toothed cat.
Well, would you looky here.
Naveen. Too bad I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
So I already spent my 2 tools, and those are the 2 labor. So I'm taking 2 cards. First of which is the Argentavis.
Sure.
And none of these are matching anything.
The old hate draft?
Yeah, the good old hate draft.
You're going to leave the moving up track one for me.
Yeah, maybe. What is this? This gives two
It's just a
tools,
resource getter.
2 food.
Yeah.
Seeing as none of these animals share the same symbols as this sacred stone tile,
Right.
then it really doesn't matter, I think, what I take. So I'm going to take the saber-toothed cat.
Okay.
Well, I get it does matter because you might want to take the cards that give you the benefits that you want.
Or that the opponent wants.
Or that the opponent wants, but I
Yeah.
really don't want Naveen to start collecting sets of animals because that's points.
Right.
Okay, so that's it. I'm moving over here. Ooh, do I want to tip one now?
Are you just gonna rub it in my face and tip over the saber tooth?
I probably should, to tell you the truth. Not to rub it in your face, but because I need tools.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tip the saber-toothed
It's
cat.
just too good, yeah,
So
for your situation.
my tipped animals will go up here, I
Sure.
guess.
Okay.
We're trying to be creative.
So you get 2 and 2,
with
right?
table space, yes.
2
The
food.
saber-toothed cat gets you 2 tools and 2 food upon tippage.
Good move.
So 2 food and 2 tools. I was stressing out really about where I was going to get tools, so
There you go.
I didn't do that to spite you, Naveen.
That's
promise.
okay. I'm stressing out.
Since I was the first one to go here, I also get to take another animal card. So,
Oh.
that's another Argentavis. Okay, this is nice because these are considered wild, so it's like I have 3 ground sloths now, right?
And all you need is what? 4?
4 to
Ugh.
max out.
And a ground sloth is one of the most common.
But if I choose to tip it and take this sacred stone tile, then that's 6 points. Wow. Okay, there's options.
That's not good.
Either way, that is it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and discard these, and now it's back to you, Naveen, for your first action of
Wow.
Generation 2. This is the
Generation
second
2.
generation.
All right. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and play a card. We're gonna play that altars card. I'm gonna spend a tool.
Okay.
I'm gonna put out this megalith. I want to draw cards. This is the only way I see it to do it. I'm gonna put it right there and draw 2 cards.
Okay.
So please, please. Okay, I'm gonna be going to crafting. Let's go ahead and go there. So
Is that what it's called? Crafting?
I think so, right?
I know that's a develop.
Develop. Sorry, in order to craft.
Yes.
Yes.
Arts
Okay.
and crafts.
There we go. We're gonna send a brave soul out there. So it's gonna be 1.5 plus another 1. So it's 2.5. I'm half short.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put out a tribesman who's gonna represent that third. So I have 3.5. I'm only gonna do that once.
Okay.
I
What culture card?
really like this burial mounds card. It says you discard a card to go up 2 on the track, get food, and bury.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think I kind of like that.
Wow. That is so nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to take that one. We're going to go ahead and move on down. And then I think I do want to do the stone tablet.
Okay, which one?
This is kind of a chance here. I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna take this one.
Okay.
So it's gonna cost me 1 tool, my only tool, and 2 food.
Okay.
So 1, 2, because it's gonna go there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. This one wants me to have one of these villages out on a yellow hex. So like one of these ones. I'm gonna take
Actually,
it.
2 points per hex that you have one of those on.
2 points, yeah, per. So I definitely not doing it here. So I would have to create something there. But I think there's an opportunity potentially to go here.
Okay.
So I might break up this whole like 5-pointer thing.
Yeah.
To score points other ways. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and put that down.
Is that the chance that you're saying?
It is a chance. So this one's gonna go down. I do get the benefit of taking a tribes person and putting him into my discard. So that's another way I can acquire cards. So let's go ahead and do that now. You know, seeing as I'm manipulating this board a bunch. I think I'm gonna take this Pathfinder right here. This one's kind of nice. So anytime you use them when going to this location, you get an extra labor. Or if you're not using them and you put them during the eclipse, you get to do a double move.
Oh.
A double move. There's 2 arrows.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I really need to get out to the edge. And I like, you know, because my stone wants me to be on unique things. So if I need to go past something I'm already on, this could be something useful. So unfortunately, they go into discard, but maybe in the future I can use
that's
them.
nice. I wish I picked that one up.
And now the last part is just moving down. I'm the first one at that location, so I'm going to get a tool and a food. Very needed.
That is nice.
Very much so needed.
All right.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and discard these cards into my discard pile.
All right, all done? Okay, so back to me for my second action. I'm going to start by playing a culture card. I have Communal Feasts. So this is the other culture card that starts in your starting deck.
Yep.
And this allows me to spend a food to take a tribes card and put them into my discard.
Are you going to do the one I just said, the Pathfinder?
I think I'm going to take the crafter, actually. I don't think I have a crafter. Maybe I do.
Okay.
But I'm going to place them into my discard pile anyway. At least they're worth points. So
it's a point.
That is nice.
Yeah, whenever you can, just take them.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go to the initiate action because that's going to get me 2 food.
It is.
And I guess I might as well take that now since I do have space. I can spend tools and labor to take tribe cards into my hand. So this is where the Pathfinder comes in.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm going to do the top action twice.
Okay.
So
all the tools.
Yeah, all the tools. And 2 of my tribesman cards here.
Standard.
Yeah, for 2 labor.
Okay.
And so I'm going to take a hunter into my hand.
You're not allowed to take another hunter.
I'm not. Yeah. That is true. It has to be different. So I'm going to go with the Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Well, do I do the Pathfinder? It's going to stay in my hand. So I can use to put, I can choose to put them into my Eclipse pile. Yeah, I'll take the Pathfinder.
Okay.
So there's that. I can spend a food, which I'm going to do.
Okay.
And I get to bury, I'm going to bury one of these tribesmen.
Yeah.
First.
Might as well.
Okay. Well, now I can take a tribes card and discard them. So I will take another crafter. And they're going to go into my discard.
Mm-hmm.
And now I get the bonus here. So I get to push up on an idle track. Naveen, stop racing me.
Unbelievable.
Just let me have it. And I get to bury another. So there's my other one.
Yeah. Strong deck.
That's it. That is the end of my action. I'm going to discard my card. It's back to you.
Yeah, yep. Okay, so culture card, we got that torchlight. That's really nice. So I'm going to get 2 tools and a food. Very, very important for me. Let's go ahead and send the chief out. So we're going to send the chief out to this mountainous region.
Okay.
And because of that, I get 2 food. So now we have resources. Okay, so I think I'm going to bail a little bit on this whole token because I have this one now, this stone tablet. That's pretty nice. So seeing as I only have 1 camp left, I will only spend 1 of my tools to get this one out onto the board.
Yeah, makes sense.
I will spend then a single tribesman to move.
Just once?
Just once. So I'm going to move this one here. Because I know I'm going to get the benefit there. Oh, no, I have to do it again. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to spend to get this one there. And then now I'm going to spend 3 food. So I'm going to go down from 5 down to 2. Thanks. I spent 3 food to now pluck these 3 off.
Oh, okay.
And then now I'm going to create this here. So now I technically lost 3 points but gained 2 here. But, try to get these out some more and do more things.
Yeah.
More cooler things.
Right. Yeah, that'll help you gain a card during the
a card. I was really jealous of you having 9 cards going into that round. That was not
pretty nice.
That was not good. Okay, and then so now, but because I get the benefit here, I get to put one of these out, and then I can move them out. Yeah.
Where are you gonna move it?
Well, seeing as I kind of already have that, I'm gonna move this one onto that spot. So I put it out. And then I moved it.
So it's not going to gain you an additional point.
It's not, though. The benefit might be good here. Yeah, I think I like this situation right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, so these are going to go into the discard pile, and now it's back to you.
All right, final turn. So now we can place cards into our Eclipse pile. Oh, here we go again. I'm not going to play any culture cards.
0, huh?
0. But I think I am going to go here because I would like to get a Sacred Stone for once, right? First, I'm going to spend these 2 tribe cards, or play these 2 tribe cards to, oh no, I don't have another tool. This is going to be 3 labor total.
Okay.
So I can take a culture card. And I think if I'm going all animal, I think I just went animal in the last round or so.
Yeah.
I might as well take this one. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't come with the point, but it's pretty nice.
It's the other culture card, the one that gets the tool instead of the food, and you can top deck an animal. So this is going to go into my hand.
That's good.
In addition, I'm not going to spend the tool to gain more labor, but I will spend a food on the tribeswoman card to gain a tool. So there's that. So now I have what I need to make a sacred stone or to acquire one of those.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to take another culture card.
You are?
So yeah, because I have this tribesman in my hand.
So that's 1.
Yeah. Oh, I could spend a...
You could spend a tool?
No, I need that tool. We just went over this. Sorry. Okay, so that's 1. I'm going to spend 2 food for the additional 2 labor.
Didn't want to spend another card.
No, but I think I'm going to take trapping because trapping says you discard a card to put out an additional animal in the hunting grounds.
Sure.
And you can take one. And you get a food. I debated between this
You're going animals.
Spears,
this is not... Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to go animals until now. They're very cute. I've always wanted to go animals, so here we are.
Plus you got those 2 wilds. That was pretty useful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to move to the middle section and finally take a sacred stone tile. So it's going to cost me 1 food, 1 tool, and I'm taking this one. because I imagine over the course of the game, I'll be on the other
Yeah,
the other tiles. It's 2-player games. It's a lot more open.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that and put that there. And that lets me bury a card. So I'm going to bury the tribesman. All right. And that's that. Because Naveen already took that spot.
I did, yeah.
So I'm going to go right there. And I'm going to discard these. It is back to you. This is a part of the display. I'm just going to move it up.
Yeah, that's not
So
yours.
yeah, it's not mine. And actually, before I end, I forgot that I'm going to place these... I'm going to place these 3 cards into my Eclipse pile.
Wow.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
So that's to you.
So, okay, culture card first. It's going to be the burial mounds, that one that I picked up earlier. I get to discard a card from my hand
Okay.
to move up 2 on a track, get a food, and bury.
So nice.
So I will be discarding this card, and you will know what it is. It's my other culture card,
Okay.
which I couldn't even play even if I wanted to, because
Sure.
you have to discard a card in order to play a second culture card.
Yes,
in a
that's
turn.
true.
Makes sense.
Well,
so
you could have held it for the next round,
I could have, but then
but you like the benefit of the
I
card.
like the benefits card. Yeah, that's why I got this card. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna move up. Let's get the food first. Let's go ahead and bury. So I know I have a tribesman in here somewhere. There you are, tribesman. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and bury the tribesman, and then now I got to make a decision on how I'm going to move up this
You get
track.
2 movements, right?
You know what?
You can overtake me.
Let's do it. I'm
Okay.
going up twice.
1, 2.
Must
Wow.
keep going.
All this for like a 3 or 4 point differential.
Well, I'm burying people. You know.
I'm gonna start moving up this track. You do you.
You go to the left. I go to the right. How about
Okay.
that? Okay. Okay. So then now I have to go somewhere with no cards in hand,
Right.
meaning I have no labor, meaning
You
I have to
can
spend food.
do your rest action.
I could.
We need to remember that that's there because that lets you draw a card and tip an animal.
It
So
does. It
it's kind of-
does.
it's not bad.
So although I kind of like what's going on here in this rest action, I think I want to get some more cards.
Okay.
That would be nice. So let's go ahead and move out onto this location here. I'm only going to do this top portion once. I'm going to spend 1 tool and then 1 labor via my food.
Uh-huh.
And then now I'm going to go ahead and take one of these cards, which does go directly into my hand.
Who are you inviting?
Let's go Shaman.
Okay.
Shaman looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's go
Jack
ahead
of
and do
all
that.
trades, kind of.
Yeah. So I'll take the Shaman, and then now we're going to go ahead and move on down. I will spend 1 food to get another tribesperson. So let's get a hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that I only have like kind of these wild animals like that. So
It's a random.
literally a random assortment of animals.
assortment. Yeah. Okay.
So the hunter is going to go into this location, but I do get to bury another one. Where are you, basic tribesman? There you are.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bury a basic tribesman, and then now I can go ahead and set up for eclipse. So this is going to get moved out, and then I'm going to set up for eclipse by placing this one right over there.
Okay.
Okay,
That's it.
that's it.
That is the end of the action phase. Let's go ahead and move on to the second round eclipse phase.
Okay,
So are you ready to reveal your eclipse pile?
I am. Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
1.5.
I bluffed.
Oh,
With
one.
the culture
I get
card.
1.5 plus. I have an eclipse action right here. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, so this is going to go into
Cool.
my
I'm
hand.
glad I didn't rest.
I have 2. I'm going to retain first player
Yeah.
in the turn order. So shall I take all my benefits now?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. First things first, my megalith.
So do you want to do megalith, or are you gonna under?
I'm definitely going to megalith.
Okay.
I think I'm going to use this as an opportunity to score some points. So can you place this on top of the square
Okay.
that has 2 of
So
mine?
you're making this pyramid kind of structure here. So the way this works is you are going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes,
And
2
because
points
I'm
for
not-
my own,
yeah.
1 point for the neutral.
Yeah, exactly. And because I'm not involved, I do not get anything.
Yes,
Had
'cause
my yellow been there, I got a
even
point.
though those neutral megaliths were on our player boards, they don't actually belong to us. It has to be in your player
I
color.
think those were my neutral ones to start the game. So,
Well,
yeah.
not anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to 8.
2 to 8. Okay.
All right. Next, I have my actual Eclipse stack. So it's going to be the Pathfinder first.
Yeah. Are you going to
Which-
get off of this location here, or are
Well,
you going to not?
Let's do the Hunter first.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
So I can place out a camp.
Sure.
And I get a food.
Food. Yeah.
So there's that.
And then now with the Pathfinder, you can move it up
Yeah,
to 2
now with the
spaces.
Pathfinder, I can move 2 spaces. I'm only going to do 1 movement.
Okay.
And it's just going to be this one over
Oh,
to that
yeah.
X. So I can put out two megaliths
Ties are friendly, but okay.
during this next phase. Because now I can get the trade benefits, right?
Yep.
So let's start with the megalith terrain tiles. Ties are friendly because we each have 1 influence each on these hexes.
Okay.
So we both get the benefit. For my first one, I'm going to go here because this is going to get me 2 bump ups on the idle board and I can bury a card. Since I have this Sacred Stone tile, I want to be on different megalith tiles. So let me bury a card first. And I think I'm going to take one of my tribesmen cards. And then I can go up twice. Naveen, are we going to play this game?
You know, why don't you just go to the left and leave that to me? Seriously.
I'm going to move up twice here. I'm just going to go 1, 2, because that'll get me the 2 points immediately.
Okay.
Anyway, so 1, 2. All right. And then for my second megalith, I'm going to take 2 tools. Can you place me on the left tile, please? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Truly, I wanted one of these spots, but I'm so tunnel vision to try to score my sacred stone, which wants me to be on different tiles.
And you did that.
That I forced this
You're
spot.
on 3 different ones.
Yeah, so now I have two tools. Okay. I have a few more benefits here, mainly these 3.
Yep.
So 1 more tool. I get 2 points.
2 points. And you get to move up on
2.
On the track.
And yes,
Are you going to get off the block?
Here. Oh, do I get off the block? Now, you don't score any points for your resources at the end of the game if you do not get off the block.
Yes. Yeah. At least getting off the block gets you a 4-1. And then if you keep moving.
All right. You've convinced me.
Okay.
I'm off the block.
All right.
Okay. And I think that is it for that. So then now it's just my player board. So I get to draw a card. I get a stone and a bump up here.
Yeah.
So I might as well just go here. And then I get the points for this sacred stone tile. So I think I'm on 3 different ones.
You are. Yep.
So that's going to be 3 points.
Okay.
So I'm at 12 plus 3, so 15.
15.
All right. That is it for me. So now it is to you.
Okay, well, I have the shaman here. So,
Well, you get this first.
oh yeah,
You get to draw a
I get to
card.
draw a card, yes.
Unless
so.
you want to go up on the idle board instead.
Oh, Monique. Okay.
What?
What's
wrong?
I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. Okay, so maybe I do want to go up on the idle board.
Yeah, it's an option. I mean, you're going to get a bunch of benefits over here. I'm looking at 5. Well, I guess we had the same amount. But no, 6. You're going to get 6 things there.
You know what? I think I will take the bump on this track. So I will get 2 points for going there. So we're going to go to 7. So I'm foregoing drawing a card and taking one thing lesser. So that's why I'm taking that.
Okay.
All right. So now the shaman also gets me a bump. That's their eclipse thing. So let's go ahead and just move on. Yeah. Let's just keep on keeping on.
All right.
Okay. So now that is done.
So what are you going to get first?
Okay.
In
So
the terrain area.
I'm going to get 1 point here, right? So 7 to 8. I get 1 tool, 2 food. So 2 food, 1, 2, and 1 tool. And then I also get, what was it?
You get to go up on the idle.
I get to go up on a track. I'm going to go up on the track on the right.
All right. This is stressful.
Must keep
Naveen.
going. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Next thing, I get to put out 2 of my
Your
megaliths. So the first one I'm going to put out is going to be drawing 2 cards. I need more cards. I'm very jealous of you.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm going to take these 2 cards, and then I'll be shuffling these back into my hand.
Okay.
And then the next one I think I want to do is this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and move up the same track again, and I'm going to get to bury a card.
All right. Well, you're going to get 3 points
and 3
for
points,
doing that. So that's 11 now.
Yep. And then I'm going to bury another tribesman. So I'm trying to get rid of all my tribesmen, or I'm trying to
We're
let them
honoring their legacy.
honor in peace.
Thematically.
Thematically, that's right. Okay, so that is that. And then I believe now we start going into...
Yeah, so you get to draw another card. So you're probably going to want to shuffle that.
Yeah, so I get to draw a card. That's correct.
You're going to get to go up on the idle board again.
I'll take it.
So this one?
Yes.
Oh, you're almost there.
Am I just 1 away?
You are...
Please leave it to me, Monique.
1 away, yes. You also get a tool.
I get a tool. Okay. And then I think I'm going to get some points here. So let me just draw that 1 card. Okay. And then this goes into my discard or my draw pile. And then so now for every unique terrain that I have one of these on, I get a point. So I'm these are the same terrain.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to get 2 points that way. So we go from 11 to 13.
Ooh.
And then this one is for having a village, for every village on a yellow hex, then I get 2 points. So I'm on just one of them. I'm not on these. So I get another 2 points. So now 13 is 15. We are tied.
Yeah.
We have a tie game.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. That feels good.
Ah,
That was a grind. That was a grind.
That's everything.
Is
right?
that everything? I think so, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that is it then. That is the end of round 2. That is the end of the first era.
Right.
So we're going to prepare for the next round. So let's go ahead and advance this.
Yeah.
Now we are going to have
gonna
era
wipe
2
these,
culture
yeah.
cards. So if you can wipe those, we can. Let me take these back as well.
Yeah.
So here are yours, and here's
Oh, thank
mine. And now we're going to have a full set of 8.
Yes.
All right, and here are the new culture cards.
Yep.
So they're pretty nice.
And sweet.
And also, before we draw our 5 cards, you're supposed to discard your cards from
right.
the eclipse phase.
Okay.
So that's important so that you can possibly draw them back.
Yep.
And go ahead and draw 5.
5,
So
yeah.
1, 2, 3, and I'm going to reshuffle.
So now I have 8 cards going into this round.
Nice. How does that feel?
It feels better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, and I have 8 in my
also
hand
8,
because I
okay.
had those 2 cards left over from the last
From
round.
previous.
Yeah.
Very good.
Uh-oh.
What? No good?
Well, we'll see.
Really?
We'll see what we can do. It's going to be me
What's
first
going
again.
on?
So are you ready to begin
Yeah.
round 3?
Mhm.
All right. I'm going to start by playing a culture card, and it's going to be trapping.
Okay.
So I can discard a card from my hand to place a new animal card here to the hunting grounds and take one.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to discard actually a culture card.
Ooh,
So yeah.
not a fan, huh?
Well, I had a lot of culture cards
Yeah.
in my current hand. So I'm going to discard Communal Feasts.
The one that started.
Yeah, it's a starting culture card. I have to
Okay.
discard something. So I can take a...
Oh, not good.
Well, let's take it.
Horrid.
So here's the ground slot.
That is bad.
And I also get a food.
So you
Oh,
officially
food.
have a complete set if you use those 2 wild.
If I don't tip any of these. Yes, I do.
Tip any. You have
But
10 points right there.
I can also take 10 points right there. Twice if I want to tip them.
You would have to tip literally
All of them. All right, well, I'm going to go hunting.
Mm.
So let's go here.
Yep.
And I'm going to play 1 tribes card for now.
Okay.
For the 1 labor to put out 2 more cards here.
Okay.
Let's see what we get. Wow, we have a lot of woolly rhinos.
Ooh.
I mean, oh, there's your saber-toothed cat. Naveen.
I'm not even.
Hey,
you know
hey.
what? I'll look at the board when you're done with your turn because I don't know what you're gonna do over there.
Okay. You know, I think I'm going to take the 3 woolly rhino.
Yeah,
So here's my brave.
it's good.
Yeah, the elder doesn't do anything else, right? Okay, so the brave has 2.5 labor, so I have to spend a food for the 3rd,
Okay.
and 3 tools. So 4 minus 3 is 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're taking all 3 of the greens.
I'm taking all 3 woolly rhinos.
So that's 6 points as of right now.
Yeah, it's a set. 6 points.
6 points. Yeah, pretty good.
So there's that.
Oof.
Okay, now I can tip.
I don't like it.
I might as well tip the stag moose
Okay.
because I don't see myself collecting a set of this right now.
Sure.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tip the stag moose.
So that gets you
It lets me put out a
a
camp, and I get 4 food.
Yeah, food's very neat.
So that is nice.
Which is
so
nice.
it's gonna go up to 6. Okay.
And
And then I
you
can
get
top,
the
deck,
yeah.
an animal. Please let it be something good. Oh, it's a saber-toothed cat. Okay. There's that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and discard this. And now it's back to you.
I think there's a way for me to secure that track and never have to worry about it and just race to
This
the
one?
top and get 5 points
Sit there?
and just not have to even worry about it. So I'm going
Okay.
to play this culture card. I'm going to spend a tool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to place out this megalith and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to place it right over here at the very last
Okay.
location. So let's go ahead and put me up there. If
Okay.
you don't mind. So I
There
get
you
5
go.
points.
Congratulations.
So, thanks. 15 to 20.
Uh-huh.
And then I get to bury a card. I'm going to bury this culture card. It was fantastic while it lasted.
It's done?
It's done. I think I'm done with it.
Wow.
So let's go ahead and tuck. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't want to get rid of one of the cards in my hands.
Yeah. And you want to increase,
yeah.
now that you're going to get the top, you only need 7, Naveen.
To do what?
7 is max. 7 cards in that
Yeah.
deck. So just make sure you're counting so you don't. Are you counting
Yeah.
secretly?
Counted. Okay.
You still want to bury that card? Yeah? Okay.
I think I think.
Okay.
Now I'm like, yeah, but yes, we're just going to do it.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Huh?
We're in round 3.
Yeah,
You
let's
will
do
have
some
other
math.
opportunities to bury, you know?
I'll probably regret burying it, but it's fine. We can
Okay.
go with it. Okay. So it's going to be my action. Seeing as this is out there, and that encourages me to bury cards a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and get on into this location right there.
Okay.
Okay. So 3 hands.
Naveen!
So here's 1, 2 because of the crafter.
I was
and
going
then
to take
I
that,
just needed 1 more.
just so you know.
Let's go ahead and put the Pathfinder out there. So that's going to be 1, 2, and then that's 3 right there.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to be able to do this action once. Let's grab This goes into my hand, a culture card.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I love the fact that this card is worth 2 points. It allows me to spend a tool to draw a card into the animals and then take one and then go up a track.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll help me move up this other track. So this one's going to come to me.
Okay.
And then now I am going to spend 3 food. So basically all my food, 3 down to 0, plus 1 tool, because that's what is required here, to be able to take this one.
My sacred stone
Your
tile.
sacred stone tile.
The one I was eyeing.
So this one says, if I can get 7 buried by the end of this round, I'll basically score 10 plus another 10 going into the next round. So that seems pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I'm going to go ahead.
20 points.
Yeah, and then I get to take a tribesperson into my hand.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and put that there. Seeing as I got rid of the Pathfinder, I think I might, and the Crafter in this round, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab another Crafter to go into my hand.
Okay.
There we go.
Very good.
So that's that. These 2 are now going to go into the discard.
Well, you're also the first person to go there. So
Yes.
1 tool, 1 food.
Thank you. 1 food and 1 tool. I forgot about that.
Ah,
Okay. Whew.
my plans have been dashed.
Were you going to go for that
Dashed.
particular card?
Huh?
You were going for that card
Yes,
or that
that's
tile?
that tile, yeah. Because I like having sets of my animals, and these want me to tip them.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
All of them. All of them want me to tip them. Well, first I'm going to play a culture card.
Okay.
And this is Atlatls.
So you get the top deck and gain a tool?
I get a tool.
Yeah.
And I get an animal card. Let's see. Oh, it's another saber-toothed cat. Hello, my friend.
Ugh.
So I'm working on a few sets here. And then...
Ooh, you are animal heavy.
Do I want to... I mean, I could take this one. Because I've already tipped 2 different types of animals.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm just going to go hunting again.
Okay.
So I'm going to go right there. And I'm going to play my tribeswoman card from my hand. And before I do anything, I'm going to take the benefit, which lets me spend a food for a stone, because I want a closer exchange rate for the labor.
Oh, gotcha.
I have 1 labor here, 1.5. So I'll use that 1 labor to put out 2 more cards into the hunting grounds.
Ooh, woolly mammoth.
Woolly mammoth.
Oh,
And
green.
a woolly rhino.
Oh.
My friend.
That's a max set right there.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I have half. I don't think I'm going to have another half. I'm going to spend a food and a tool for that labor and tool to take the woolly rhino.
So, now
So I have a full set.
So you have 2 sets of 10, huh?
I do.
Technically.
I technically do. So I'm just going to do that over here. And now I kind of regret tipping the saber-tooth.
Well, you needed them for the 2 food and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get another one.
So you trying to go like full saber-tooth or something?
It's hard because there are now 3 options for animals on there, and I'm debating getting the what I think might be the worst option.
Good.
So there's the woolly mammoth. There are only 5 of these in the deck. There's the saber-toothed cat, which I already have some of. But if I take the Glyptodon, I could tip it, because I do have this tipping action, and there are only certain spots in the game that allow you to tip an animal.
Like rest.
One of which is there.
Yeah.
The other of which is resting.
But that's a whole action.
That's a whole action. And there is this sacred stone tile. If I were to take this, tip it, this would already give me 6 points. If I were to take this, I would only gain additional 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And this would also get me some other benefits for tipping it.
Okay.
So
I see what you're saying.
that's my debate at the moment. Either way, I think I'm just going to spend 1 tool and 1 labor to take 1 animal.
To take it, yeah.
And I guess I'll take it. So there's that. Now I'm going to move to the middle section. I'm going to tip it.
Like you said, yeah.
So it's going to get added to my tip pile over here.
Nice.
And so this lets me go up once on the idle board. I'm just going to push up once here. And I get 3 food. So 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Okay.
You have 6 total food?
I do. I have 6 food, and I think that is going to be it. That's going to end my turn. So I go right there. I'll discard these, and now it's back to you.
All right. So I think I have a culture card that I want to play. Remember that nice ambush hunting one that I picked up earlier? So this is going to cost me a tool. This allows me to kind of look at some animals over there. So I'm going to spend my tool. We get to flip over the top deck of the...
The top card of the deck?
Yes. Top deck of the card.
Oh!
Ooh.
It's the other saber-tooth. Well. Fancy seeing you here.
Okay, so that kind of changed. So I was planning on just flipping it over just so I can take the saber-tooth that's there, but now I will take a saber-tooth that's there.
Okay.
And then I get, just any one of those 2.
There you go.
And then I will go up on the track that I'm eligible to go up.
This
The
one.
other
So
one
now
I'm
you're
already-
on the map.
I'm on the
Now
map.
you're going to
Cool.
score. You're going to score a point for every 4.
For every 4. So I don't know
resources.
how that's going to work out. But anyway, I have that. That changes what action I wanted to do. I was planning on doing something else, but now that that is a thing, I think I'm going to have to go over and hunt.
You're going to go hunting?
I think so.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and place this out there.
Okay.
Sorry, I always do that.
Yeah.
And then I do have a hunter.
Okay.
Might as well, right?
So that's 2 labor.
So that's 2 labor. So let's go ahead and I only have 1 tool. 1 tool.
So you can only get one thing.
I can only get 1 thing.
Do you have a way of getting more tools somehow?
Oh, I guess I do. Oh, I don't want to do this. Okay, I'll do it. All right. I have this, the tribe's woman. I could spend a food to get a tool.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All
right.
right.
And it also comes with the, oh, well, you have a lot of labor now.
I do. Yeah, I have like almost an abundance of labor.
You might as well spend some labor to see some more options.
Problem is then you get to see options and then you get to take them.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Let's do it. Go ahead.
Oh, you really gonna do
Yeah,
it?
let's do one.
Wow.
Let's maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're spending 1 to do this?
By the way, I'm doing the food for the tool, so I don't forget that.
Okay. Well, you have uncovered a ground sloth
Oh, that's great for you.
and a stag moose. So there you go.
Okay, well, I can take. So that was 1 of my 3.5 labor. So I can take
Right.
2
So
things.
now you have 2.5 labor. So you can
All right,
take 2.
I definitely have to take the
two
saber
tools.
tooth. That's
Okay.
for sure for 1 tool.
So 1 tool and 1
Gosh,
labor.
I'm
So
depleted here. This is bad. Okay.
you have 1 labor left. Are we doing the math right on that? So you had 1, 2,
So the hunter is 2.
3.5.
3.5.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
you spent
1.
1, 2. Okay, yes, you have another one.
Oh, that's stag for you, Monique.
Uh-huh.
I can't leave that out there.
Well, also, you do have 1 more action. So do you want to spend all your tools now? That is the question. Everything requires tools.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be spending that last tool right there.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to take, I guess I have to take that ground sloth.
You want it?
Well,
This one?
Let's
Huh?
go with the woolly mammoth.
Okay. And the
Let's
woolly
do it.
mammoth is worth 2 points already.
It's worth 2 points already.
and if you
then-
tip it, it maxes out your food.
which gets me back to 8.
Yeah, that could be
So-
a very opportune. You can tip it now.
It's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay.
yeah,
well,
so
there you go.
So there we go. So now I'm going to do that. I'm going to tip the woolly mammoth. It basically says max out your food. So I go from 0 all the way back up to 8.
That is sweet. Look at all that labor.
That's good. And
Yeah.
then this is now a tip. So I'll just keep it under here because I'm kind of compressed.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Well, there's that. So then you go down here and join me. Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead and discard your cards.
Yes.
And you're done with your turn?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. So now to me, for my final action, I'm going to start by playing a culture card. So this is altars. I can. Oh wait, I can't do that. Well, yeah, I guess I can do that. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna spend a tool to put out one of these megalith things,
Okay.
and I could go somewhere that gives me 2 tools.
Yeah, 2 tools. Well, no, 2 tools is here. There's no way to actually get to it.
Oh. I guess I'll just go to a single tool spot.
Okay.
I'll go on the
There's a-
top board
This one?
to the left.
This one?
Yeah. I want to prevent a square of yellow, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So that gets me 1 tool. That was unfortunate. I don't know if my my min-maxing or my ROI here is quite right, but it's a decision I've made. So
Something you got.
here we are.
Okay.
I'm going to go here for my final action.
Okay.
And I guess I'll play this.
That is not where the
Tribe
chief wants
card.
to be.
It's not
right?
where the chief
Okay.
wants to be. So I'm not going to be activating my chief ability.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll play my tribes card. So this is my crafter. It's 2 labor because I'm in that action spot. And I'm going to spend an additional labor, which is 2 food. Mistakes.
Nice.
Just to get a culture card. So I could take one of these. That'll let me tip.
Tip, yeah.
Or foraging, which will... Oh.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. I was thinking about getting one of these 2 because they give me 2 points. But
when
this will
you
get
play
me
that, when you
the
play
point.
it, you also get a point.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to take this one.
Yeah, it's pretty
Foraging.
good.
So it lets me discard a card to put a new animal out and take one from the hunting grounds. And I get a point.
For when you
That's
use
worth
it.
a point at the end of the game. So it's going to go into my hand.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do the Sacred Stone thing. So 1 tool and 2 food. So it's 1
Okay.
tool, 2 food. And I'm going to take this one.
Yes.
So this is
That's
1
the tipping
point.
one, right?
Yeah, for each different type of animal you've tipped. So I just kind of wanted to run with what I've already done.
Mhm.
So, and then placing this here lets me take a tribe card into my discard.
Yep.
I'm going to go shaman.
Yeah.
So that's going to go into my discard. All right.
All right.
that is
Are you
it.
setting up
That
your
is
eclipse?
my eclipse pile. I'm going to put one card in
Your
my
single eclipse card.
eclipse
Oh,
pile.
okay.
Everything else will get
That
discarded.
feels good.
That is it for me for the round.
Okay, so I will play a culture card, Torchlight, that same one I've been using every single time.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I'm going to waste this meat because I maxed out with that woolly mammoth, but I do get 2 tools.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. And then now I am going to go, I think I want to, the chief. Oh, this is tough because the chief, I maxed out on food. I don't know if I should have done that to the woolly mammoth because I would have gotten 1, 2, 3 right there.
Yeah, that was 2 points. You sacrificed 2 points.
Because the chief, I do want to go here and do this stuff because I have tokens that say do it.
Well, go there, spend whatever you want to do, and then you can still. It doesn't matter when you get the food. You can decide.
That's true. You know what? I'm actually not going to go there anymore. I think I'm going to send my chief out here.
Okay.
Because I want to bury somebody. I want them to be buried
Okay.
properly. I'm going to do this one twice. So I'm going to spend 1, 2.
2 tools and 2 labor.
And 2 labor. And what did you do over there, Monique? How many do you have total?
What?
Put down? What did you put down there?
Here?
Yeah.
In my eclipse?
Yeah.
1. I have a card in my eclipse pile.
A card?
Just 1.
Fine. I'll spend some food to represent the other labor. So then, so I have 2 tools.
2 tools.
So it's going to be 1, 2.
Ooh. Wow, half of your food.
What was I thinking? All right.
The woolly mammoth, I don't know.
The woolly was wasted.
That was wasted.
All right. I don't know that bluff. That's a good bluff right now. Whatever you got going on there, I just want to make sure I guarantee that I get this.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna take 2 of these cards though. So okay, I'm actually gonna not do that. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna take 2 back.
Okay.
Because if I'm gonna get cards, then that means I'm gonna have more towards the eclipse because they go into my hand, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So let's go ahead and just put out my my brave one. Okay, so that'll
Okay.
represent the 2 I need. What am I doing? There we go.
Okay, now your
Does that
woolly
make
mammoth
sense?
was not wasted.
Was not in vain. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I have 2.5.
Yes.
I forgot the brave gives me an
So
extra one.
basically, you rewinded your turn to when you
To
needed
say-
to spend the labor. You said, "Hold on, let me give you back
Hold
all my
on.
food," and then you
I'll use
played
this.
the brave.
Give me the food back.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
All
so you
right.
can take 2 tribes cards now.
Yeah. So I definitely want to take the shaman as 1,
Okay.
and then let's go ahead and go with. I might as well go with the pathfinder.
Okay.
Don't know if I
Nice.
need that, but I'll take it. The hunter. Let's do the hunter.
Naveen, rife with
I am
indecision.
playing terribly right now. Okay, so that's that right there.
Okay, so you're gonna move to the next
I
spot.
will go there, and then I will spend a food.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend a food to
Tribes card again into your discard.
into the discard. So now I'll go ahead and do Pathfinder. Why not?
Okay.
Okay. And then I do get to bury somebody.
Right.
Let's see.
I had to count how many is in my pile too.
The funny thing is, I'm kind of happy with my
Your
burial
secret stone pile is gonna
situation.
tell us all how many you have.
So I'm gonna go ahead and this one from my hand. I'm
Okay.
gonna tuck in. So
Okay.
it's gonna go down there.
Okay.
And then now I'm the first one to go here, so I'm gonna move up on the track that I'm allowed to.
This one.
Yeah, and then I will not be burying somebody.
Okay.
I'm no longer gonna be burying. So
Wow.
that's gonna be that.
All right. Do you have any eclipse pile
Yeah,
contributions?
so these are gonna go down, and then these will all be my eclipse pile.
Okay. Well, that is it. That is the end of the 3rd action phase. We're going to go into the 3rd eclipse phase. And
Okay, wait. Before we do that, I actually don't want to put all these into the eclipse. I just dropped it off there. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep this one here,
That's a
and
close
these
one.
2 will go down. Yep.
all right,
Mhm.
ready?
Yep.
Okay, so I cannot believe that you were going to do that woolly mammoth move based off the fact that I had 1 card in my eclipse pile.
Mhm.
I took a culture card.
I totally
This
forgot.
is the one that I had acquired.
I had the
So-
shaman.
I have nothing
Okay.
in my eclipse pile. This is going to go back into my hand, which means you get to take first
I do.
in turn order going into the final round.
That is pretty good.
Okay, go for it. Take all of your benefits.
Okay, so I will go ahead and put out one of these. So let's just place this one out onto that spot, like we said. So now I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points.
Mhm.
So I go from 20 to 27.
Okay.
And then I believe you get 1
One.
point, right?
Yeah.
So you get to 16.
Okay, that wasn't as glorious as I had hoped, but
Oh, putting that out there?
yeah, but
Yeah.
it still
It's something.
takes
Yeah.
1 point, I guess.
And then now in my eclipse pile, I get 1 bump up on the track to the left. Yep.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to go ahead and get myself 2 tools, which will be very useful, hopefully in the future.
Right. Now you have a slew of
Yeah.
cards there.
So I get a tool
Nice.
I get 1 point, so let's kind of move that over. I get to move up on the track again.
Wow. Oh, and
And
this is
then-
going to immediately let you bury. You said you don't want to do that
I
anymore?
won't be bearing, yeah.
Okay.
And then I get 2 food, which is maxed.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's in my best interest to move this and then get up that track.
Yeah.
And then now I get to do, because we're tied here, I get to do both.
Uh-huh.
Megalith twice, which is good because it's going to clear this whole thing off.
Yeah.
So I might as well take a card into my hand.
Okay.
And I'll take Warrior Rights because it's worth 2 points.
Yeah.
And it has
makes
a lot of
sense.
cool things going on for itself.
Okay.
And I might as well take this one over here because this also has 2 points and it has more cool things.
Nice. The ivory carving.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I believe that was everything on this board over here.
Okay.
Okay.
And finally, your player board.
Yeah, so I get to draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the next round. Perfect. And then now for these ones.
Well, you get these as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
then
2 up here.
2 up there.
2.
Plus I also get 1 tool here.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
And now you score your stones.
I do score my stones. Okay, perfect. So I think I didn't change anything here. So I only get 2 points for those. And then plus I'm going to get another 2 here. So that's 4. Plus, if I have at least 7 there, I do. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buried.
Nice.
So I'm maxed out.
Oh, so good.
So that was, we said 4 plus 10.
14?
14.
Oh, no. What are you at? 28?
Keep it
What's
going.
that?
42.
42? Naveen, you've left me so far behind.
You gotta just round the corner, you know?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, that's that. It is what it is. Are you done?
I think that was everything.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now it goes to me, and I do not get the megalith like I did before. I'm going to get to draw a card.
Yeah.
Do I want to draw a card, or do I want to go up on this? That is the question. You know, I think I want to draw a card. Let's keep those options going,
Yep.
I guess. I don't have an eclipse pile, so I'm going to skip that and go straight to my benefits here. I too get to put out 2 megaliths, so it's going to be the last 2
Yep.
that I have over here. I think in order to make this the most lucrative, this stone, I'm going to get the 2 meat.
The 2 meat.
Please.
The one
That's
next to the yellow.
Your yellow, yeah.
Okay.
So that's
2
2
meat.
food.
So now you're on all 4.
Yes, and then now I might as well. So I can put out 1 and take 1, or I can top deck it. I guess that this is better, right?
Put out, because
Yeah.
putting out 1 and taking 1.
Gives me options.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put out an animal card. And, oh, it's a Glyptodon.
There you go.
Glyptodon.
Glyptodon.
Well, I guess I'm going to be taking
Yeah.
the ground sloth. So there you go.
There you go. You don't even have to take the action of hunting now. That's pretty good.
Well, no, there are other types of animals out there.
Well, I
You
guess
can
like
keep going.
in order to get that one, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't get this one off the block. That was a waste. Well, I have these 3. So 1 up on this track, a tool, and 2 points. Can I have 2 points,
2
please?
points. So you're gonna go from 16 to 18, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And then my player board, I get to draw a card. I get to go up twice here. So 1, 2, which means I get to bury.
Yeah.
Do I still have?
A basic.
Oh, no, I don't.
Or any culture cards that you're not thinking of using?
This one.
Yeah.
Altars, because I put out all of my megaliths. So any megalith benefits are now not useful.
Oh, there you go. Remember we were saying, remember I buried that same card?
Yes.
And we were like, oh no, is it going to cost me?
Oh,
it didn't end up costing me.
didn't.
It worked out,
It
yeah.
seems to be pretty easy to get all your megaliths out. it
Well,
seems,
because
every time
we
play the game.
haven't dominated one of these. So we both were
Yeah.
very friendly about these 2.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was these 2. I don't think I got the stone yet, right? No,
The
not
tool?
yet. The tunes. The tool.
Tunes?
The tunes. The good
Yeah,
tunes. Okay.
These 2 sticks.
And now my sacred stones. So I am now on all 4.
You
of
are
those,
on all 4. That's 6 points,
megalith
right?
tiles, right? So that's going to be 6 points.
Uh-huh.
Plus 1 point for every different type of animal I've tipped. So that's
9.
3. So it's 9 total. Can I have
Yeah.
9 points? Please?
Yeah, so 18, it's 27.
27.
Okay.
All right. So I'm still pretty far behind
My
you.
times tables worked. Okay.
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Those are all my benefits. So now you discard your eclipse cards.
Okay, yep.
That is important,
Very
so that
important.
you can potentially redraw
Yeah,
them.
because now they're going to shuffle. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Shall we prepare for the final round?
Yes.
Going into the
The last one.
4th generation
So
here.
we reset
So
these.
the youngest.
Let's go ahead and get our stuff back.
Yes. Thank you. And then we're going to put out, 4 cards?
2, 3, 4, yeah.
Where are you going?
Am I making a mistake?
Yeah, these are era
Oh,
ones.
those are error ones.
And this is the topper.
This is a good.
So
this
all
is a
the
good
era
teaching
2s are
aid
down
kits.
here.
You should just take these off the game. Board.
One.
There we go.
2, 3, and 4. Okay.
That's Very good.
Yeah, that bit is a little bit confusing where you have both decks, but there you go.
Yeah.
All Era 2 culture cards.
Perfect.
Okay.
Mhm.
We also put out one animal here, so
Oh, yeah.
we should have 3.
Oh,
hey!
there they
What a
are.
good done. And then go ahead and draw 5 cards.
Yep. Okay, so I have to shuffle.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's the rest of my cards. That means none of the discard is going into my
It's not
hand.
coming in.
No, but here we are.
All right, I have my cards. You have your cards?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, well, you are first player this time. So
Oh, yeah, I am.
whenever you're ready,
Okay.
go for it.
Okay, culture card I want to play is that Warrior Rights card that I earned last time.
Mhm.
It's going to require me to spend a tool, but I get to place out one of these camps and then have 2 movement points plus go up on the track. So
Okay.
I'm going to spend the tool. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to place this out. And then I get to spend... Now, I don't need these really anymore.
Right.
So I should probably move. So I'm going to go 1 space here.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to be on unique hexes still
Mm-hmm.
because of this thing right here. So I think I might maintain this one right here and then move this one off onto this one right there.
Okay.
So now I'm on unique hexes for the scoring tile.
Okay.
And then now I think I'm going to go to hunting. So let's go over here. And I want to use my hunter.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2. And then I'm going to use another hunter. I have 2 hunters. So that means I get 1, 2, and then
4.
3, 4. Yeah, underneath.
4 labor. Okay.
4 labor. So, sorry, this was at 3.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just reveal 2.
So you're gonna do this first?
Yeah, let's do that once.
All right. We have a stag
Ooh,
moose.
Stag moose.
And a woolly rhino.
Which you already have the
I already
max.
have the max.
Okay,
So
I think
you
I'm
go.
probably gonna grab. So that was one of my points.
we have 3 more labor.
3 more labor. So I think I'm gonna spend tools twice. 1, 2, and then I'm gonna spend 1, 2 to get both of those stag moose.
These 2?
Stag moose eye.
Oh boy, I'm in trouble.
There we go.
Naveen was able to do it all. You did all the
Animals.
sacred stones. You did all the megaliths.
Must have
all
animals.
the camps. Uh-oh.
I did it.
Trouble is a bruin.
Is it Bruin? Okay, so I don't want to spend this tool, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna waste one of my labor.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on down.
You're gonna tip?
I mean, my food is pretty much max. I don't want to tip this. You know what? I really want to rush this
Okay.
for a better rate, so I will tip it. Let's go ahead and just tip this.
Okay.
So I get to move up twice on a track. I'm gonna move it on the left track.
So you can take a tribe's card and put it in your discard.
Okay, perfect. So I will. So I'm gonna put this into my tipped animals. So a tribes card and put it into my discard.
Yeah.
I'll just take any one. It's not going to come back to me, so I'll just put the shaman there for 1 point.
Okay.
Okay, and then now I get to top deck. Do you mind if I just see the top deck?
You get to just take it, right?
Yep, just take it.
Here you go.
Come on. Okay.
Oh, it's a woolly mammoth.
The
You should've-
woolly mammoth.
Ah.
I should have paired him up with the one I
with
fed
the
to myself.
Other one. You
Mm.
ate it.
Snoozed, I losed. Okay.
Ah.
All right. That's me. I got to discard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it goes to me, and it's looking grim, folks. I don't think I'm going to win this one, but I'm going to continue to hunt, I think.
Press on.
Well, I'm going to play this culture card, Spit Roasting.
Okay.
So I get to top deck. Let's see what I get. Oh, the woolly mammoth. Can we trade?
So there's only
Is there
5 total, and
trading?
we've seen 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hold on to that. And I get a food
Okay.
for that. So where should I go? I feel like I shouldn't go hunting because Naveen already went there, and you got the sweet
I got
bonus.
this. Yeah, I got the top deck. Yeah.
And I think I'm going to go here. It's been a while since I've taken the initiate action.
And that's with your chief.
That's with my chief, so I get the 2 food. And I think I only have 2 tools. I kind of had to be picky a little bit about where to spend it. I think I'm just going to do 1.
Okay.
1 tool and a labor. Hold on. I'm going to spend a food for that labor.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the Pathfinder.
Mm.
So there's that. I'm going to move down and I'm going to do this once. So it's spending a food to, it doesn't matter really, what I put into my
Discard. It's just a point. Yeah.
But I also get to bury, which can really be any of these cards, right?
Yeah, because they're not coming back. You're not going to reshuffle.
All right. Communal feasts it is.
Okay.
And I think I have enough.
You get your 7?
I hope so.
Yeah.
So there's that. And finally, the bonus. I can do a bump up on the idle track, but let's see. I only need 5 to go up there. I guess I could work on getting the 3 points.
So you're definitely going to get the 2 because your megaliths are exposed, right? So you know for a fact you're getting those 2.
Right. And then I could maybe count on that.
Yeah. So right now, the way it is, you have 1, 2 on the board, plus you're still controlling this for 3.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not not going to push up on the idle track. I'm going to take a lesser benefit, which is going to be an additional
Tool.
stone.
Yeah.
Tool. Oh my gosh. That's not going to not happen, I think, right?
You know, it's
Sorry.
in your head. Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
That's me. So I'm going to discard this.
Okay.
Okay, on to you.
Perfect. All right, I will. So I'm not going to play a culture card. I think I'm just going to go hunting again. Maybe I can get lucky. So we're going to go over here.
You're going to put out new animals or just taking?
You know what? Well, let me place out my tribeswoman first so I can get my tool that I need. So I have to spend food.
Okay.
To gain one. That's the little benefit there.
Mm-hmm. You have 1.5 labor.
1.5 labor. So let's place out the Pathfinder here. So I have 2.5. Let's just spend the 2 tools, and then I'm going to take those 2.
These?
Yeah.
You whipped it on?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
So
My
I got
buddies.
1, 2. Yeah, I'll take them.
So shocked.
For what is that going to be? 3 points for that? Yeah. And then
tipping?
I'm not going to tip.
Okay.
That's going to be it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and discard.
Yep. That's it.
Okay, so back to me for my second action. I'm going to play my culture card. This is foraging, so I can discard a card, which is going to be a crafter card, to put out an animal and then take one. Oh, okay. Well,
And you cannot make another set.
Right.
So, like, once you have a full set of 4, even if you got to 5 or 6, you cannot break that up into a new set.
Yeah. And I have to take one. So I'm going to take a woolly rhino, which is going to be tipping material, which is good.
Oh, yeah, that's good for you.
Scores, yeah.
Yeah.
And this also scores me a point. I have a point,
yeah,
please.
sure. You go to a 28. 27 to 28.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I think that's it. We haven't really been doing it, but for each additional culture card, you have to discard a card.
Doesn't feel nice.
That's real painful.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go, and I think I'm gonna go here. I haven't gone here in a while, so I really just want to put out these last 2, I think.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend 1 tool.
Okay.
To put out one camp.
Okay.
And then I can move a bunch. What do I have in my hand?
You need the Pathfinder to get the most bang.
Right, I do. I have this Pathfinder.
Okay, so that's 2.
2 labor, so I can do 2 movements. I think I'll go 1.
Yeah.
And I'll go 2. Okay. I'm going to spend another Pathfinder to do 2 more movements.
Okay.
So I'll go 1. So that'll at least get me that.
The resource.
Yeah, and I guess I might as well go here. 2.
Okay.
Do I want to do an additional movement? I'm going to spend 1 labor from my food to move 1 more into there.
Also.
So it's going to be 1 point.
Hey.
Eke out that 1 point.
There's no reason for them to be hanging out here. Yeah.
Right. I don't get to do the middle, but I will get the bonus here. So I get to place out my last one, and it gets to move. They just take it away.
Wow.
It's not going to do anything else.
Right? No, it's good. So
there's nowhere else for it to go.
So 1 point towards you instead of me, yeah.
Or I'll go here instead. So instead of moving that way, it moved this way.
Okay.
So this is basically going to make it so that Naveen doesn't get the idle track bump up there.
I will point out, I only have 2 more spaces to go on the idle track, and I'm guaranteed to get them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I just want to, yeah.
You're so kind.
Yeah.
You're so kind to allow me to take the point away from you.
If you win by 1 or 2,
then it's wrong.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to discard this. Back to you for your final action.
Yeah. All right, I'll use this. I don't even know if I need to do this actually. I have this burial mounds, which allows me to discard to go up the 2 that I just said. I just referenced.
Yeah.
I don't need to do it, so I'm just not going to do it.
Okay.
And you know what I think I'm going to do with my very final action? I think I'm just going to rest.
Oh.
The chief says he is tired.
The one time.
Time to sleep.
Okay.
So I get to draw a card.
Yeah, you do.
Could be useful.
You also get to tip an animal.
I don't think I need to. I think I'm just gonna go with that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, it's gonna be 1.5 labor points towards your clips pile. Are you going to make one?
Sure. We're just gonna toss all 5 of these in.
Nice.
Okay.
Very good.
Every last one of them.
Okay, well then for my last action, I'm not playing any culture cards, but I'm going hunting yet again. Okay. Here we are. I have these 2 hunter tribes cards.
You have 4 points towards it?
So yes, I have 4 labor. I have 1 tool, so I can only take 1. So that means I have to reserve 1 of the 4 for that.
Right.
So I have, I could
expose a bunch of cards.
Put out a bunch of cards, right?
Look for the woolies.
Let's just do some fun stuff. So here's.
So 1 action.
Yeah, 1 action.
Oh my gosh.
1, 2. Ooh. Oh, another ground sloth. Wait. I only have 3 ground slots. Oh, I could take that.
Yeah.
Okay. I might as well do it again, though.
Yeah.
Right? So let's fill it up again.
Oh.
1 and 2.
Ooh, a
oh,
wild.
the Argentavis.
There
Okay.
you go.
Should I just, for fun?
Yeah, I have no
time?
more action, so
Let's do it
yeah.
one more time. Okay.
There
Flipped
they
it
are.
on.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there really is no reason to not take this.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the
So for one tool.
Argentavis for 1 tool and that last labor
Yeah.
hand. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I'm going to tip the woolly rhino because it's not going to get me anything.
Right.
And so tipping the woolly rhino gets me 6 food, which means I get to max that out.
10.
Yeah, to 10. And that's it. That is the end. I'm going to put the rest of these 2 cards into my Eclipse pile, so it gets discarded. And that is the end of our final action phase.
It, yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
It's been a ride. Are you ready to go to the Eclipse phase?
Sure. Let's do it. So we reveal. So I have 1.5 because I rested.
Right.
Plus these are.
I mean, you definitely. Oh,
cultures.
A lot of culture cards.
1.5. What's
3,
that?
4?
4. Yeah.
Okay. I have 2.5.
Okay.
So it's going to be
no,
you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What gets me points? So
Well, you get your benefit there first.
well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna, because I don't have any more to put out, right? So I think I'm already gonna get these 2.
Okay.
Drawing a card does nothing for me. So let's just go ahead and get myself a tool because I know I'm gonna get enough food to max this out.
Okay.
And I have tool, and then tool. Yes. Okay. Let's do that. I'll take a tool as my benefit.
Okay.
And then because these are in the Eclipse, I get 1, 2, 3 tools. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay, and then now we're gonna go ahead and look over here. So I get another tool. So I'm maxed out there. I get food, which is gonna max that out. That's food is a little overkill here. I do not get the point here because of you. This is nothing, and this is also nothing right there.
You get 1 idle.
I do. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Board.
Can I get 1 idle push? I guess getting to the
right
top,
there.
I get an extra point, right? So
Yeah, you
okay.
do.
So that is that section right there. Now we're gonna move on into this one. So I'm gonna gain a card.
Okay.
Don't think I really need to for the very last one. So now for every unique.
Well, these.
Oh, okay, sure. Then I get a 2. So
1 plus 1, so it's a point.
for hitting the top. Yeah.
For hitting the top.
And then I would get a tool here, but I'm already maxed out.
Okay.
Okay, so now this one right here for each
Yes.
unique spot. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Nice.
and then for every village that's in a yellow, so that's 6. And then we already established that I got the 10
So
by
16.
bearing. Yeah, 16.
16 plus 43. What is that? 59.
Yes.
So you are right there. Very good.
Yeah.
Very wide this spread.
Yeah.
Are you done?
I think that's it, right? I don't think there's anything else to do.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it is now to me, and I do not want to draw a card, so I think I will go up on the idle track.
Sure.
So let's go. That.
Okay.
I do get these, so it's going to be 2 tools, 1, 2, and 1 more bump up on the idle track. I get to take a card and put it into my discard pile.
You know, I moved up on this track. I was supposed to get a card right there.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just gonna take it. It's just one.
It goes into your
one
hand.
point. Yeah.
Nice catch.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. So that is my Eclipse pile. Now moving on to this area here.
Okay.
So
2 points.
okay, it's
tool.
2 plus 1, so 3
Okay,
points.
3 points. Yeah.
So that's to
So
31.
that's these 2 right here, right?
Yep.
You get a tool.
Okay, thank you.
You get to move up on a track.
Which one of these?
Yep.
Okay, this one.
Okay, and then you get to move up on a track again.
Okay, so I get a tribe card
Okay,
to my hand.
and then did you get this tool right here?
Oh, and a tool there.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
Okay, and then player board stuff. I get to draw a card, which it doesn't matter. So I'm just not going to draw the card
Yeah.
because I would have to reshuffle my deck.
Totally.
I get a tool, so I max out there. I get 2 bump ups on the idle track. So here's 1.
You might as well
Bump up
bump
again
up there again
on that.
to get 1 point.
So I get a point because I didn't have enough.
You were in the
me
margin to try to get the 3
get
points.
to the 3, but
yeah.
it is what it is. And then I get these 2. So 6 points since I'm on all 4 of the megalith tiles.
And then
And then plus 4.
So 10?
For here, yeah, 10.
so 32 goes to 42.
Yeah, 42.
Okay, so right now the scores are 42 Monique, 59 me.
And that is it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's the end of the game. So let's go ahead and discard our Eclipse pile, and we are going to go into final scoring.
Yep.
So are you ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Do you want to take back our workers? Or
We can just leave them out.
Leave
They're
them? Okay,
just
we'll leave
hanging
them.
out.
All right, it's time for final scoring.
Mm-hmm.
So first things first, we're going to score the offering track of the idle board. So we both reached the very top, which
did,
gives
yeah.
us a ratio of 1 point for every leftover resource. That's food and tools.
Yeah.
So I think we both pretty much maxed out.
I didn't get this one out, so it's going to be 9 plus 5, so I get 14 points.
Okay, so it's 14 plus 59.
73.
73.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I get 15.
Yep.
So
57?
So 15, yeah, 57. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. There you go. Okay.
A far stretch.
Now we score this side. We both have 7. I have 7 cards.
I definitely have 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7.
Unfortunately for me, you pushed up ahead.
I did.
So you get the 15 points and I get 10. So you get 5 more points than me. So 15 plus 73 is 88. Okay. There you go. And I get 67.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's important though because it's a 10-point swing, right? Like
Yeah.
if it's 15 the other way, then the margin changes big time.
Next, we score our tribe and culture cards that give us points. And so that's going to be all cards in your entire deck, including your burial grounds. So let's go ahead and separate those now.
Count those. Okay, all my cards added up to 18 points.
Oh
total.
my gosh, you beat me at that too. Mine's only 16.
I had 2 2-point cards.
Nasty. Okay, what is 88 plus 18? 106?
106, yeah.
So you get to flip
I get
over
to flip it.
to the 100 side. There you
I
go.
got to 100.
What did I say? I had 16?
I think he's at 16, yeah.
What are we at here? 67 plus 16? What, 83? Am I doing that math?
I think you're right,
correctly? Okay.
That was a tough one for
Yeah,
me.
that was basic math is hard. And finally, we score our animals. I went all animal, but I think Naveen also.
I found my way to
animals.
the animals, yeah.
So you want to do yours first?
Okay, so I have 3 stag moose. So that's 6 plus 1 ground slot. That's 7. Another 6 for having 3 of these. So that's 13. 14, 15 just for having one of these. 6, 17, 18 points.
18 points. Okay.
Okay,
go
so
for it.
what are we at?
124.
124. Okay.
It's your final score.
Final score.
Definitely not gonna make up 40 points there, but I have my. I'm going to divide out my Argentavis like that. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a full set because the Argentavis is wild. It doesn't score any points on its own, by the way. So
Okay.
because I have a full set of the ground slots, that's 10 points. Plus the woolly rhino full set, that's 20.
So hold that real quick. Can you only use one of these towards this, or can you use more than one?
You can use more than one.
You're going to get more points by doing this because it's 6 to 10 instead of 2 to 5. So you get 1 extra point.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
So I'll do that. So 10, 20, 32.
2, yeah.
So
Versus-
32 plus 83. What is that? 115?
115? Yeah, I think so. Oh, wow, it's close.
That's actually pretty close.
So that was really big.
Considering.
So by that 10-point swing that I'm talking about, if you beat me up
This was the
track,
difference? The idle board?
no, because if you beat me up the track, I'm down 5. 1, 2,
Right.
3, 4, 5. You're up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would be. I think you would win by 1.
Don't tell me that. I should not have given up that race.
I pushed really hard at that very
Yeah,
moment where it was
you
like,
did.
that's it. Like there was
did.
no stopping it at that moment.
Ah.
Yeah. So the final score in the end is 124 for me and Monique with 115. Good job. That was a lot closer than I think we both thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
You deserved it in the end.
Thanks.
Your people move on. I don't know what this really
We
means.
get a 5th generation.
Good
That's what it means.
And I don't.
5th round.
Well, I
Wow.
have a lot of animals, so my generations have gone off, and I'm just here surrounded by my animals.
There you go.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about it.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on this game? Well, actually, before we get started with our thoughts, we just want to mention for anybody who did not join us for the playthrough, we just played the base game. So this game was on Kickstarter, I believe, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And as a part of the campaign, there were additional expansions, like there were cave paintings. I don't remember what the other expansions were called.
We've only played the base game, so
Yes.
we can't really speak on those other ones.
Yeah, I was going to mention that we're not really. I feel like we're the type of gamers who kind of run in the opposite direction almost. Like when there are games that come with a bunch of games that deliver with a lot of expansions.
Yes, yeah. If a game is like you have these 5 different module expansions, we
don't
just,
incorporate any of
We
them.
don't get to. Yeah, we're like, well, what's base first?
Yeah.
And then like maybe in the future we'll get to it.
But we never really do.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
hard to,
thing.
yeah.
We're not module players. We don't like to incorporate expansions until we fall in love with the base game and then say, oh, I kind of want to see what else they could do with it by incorporating an expansion.
I think I do prefer it. Yeah, like where it's like game came out, really enjoy it. 9 months later, new expansion. Okay, now I'm a little bit more intrigued versus here's just a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Figure out which one's your favorite way to play.
I can't think of a game where we did play with an expansion that came with the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with all that being said, that's just to let you know that we've only played the base game. If you've played any of the expansions and recommend any of them, please let us know in the comments down below. I know that there's cave paintings that adds like an extra scoring criteria. And I think I've heard somewhere that the base game is kind of meant as like, this is what the game is about. And if you want something that maybe the base game didn't like meet exactly what you were trying to get out of it, then you incorporate the expansions. But yeah, we did not do that.
Right.
So what are your thoughts, Naveen?
Yeah, so deck building, worker placement.
Yes.
It is everything that is going on in this game. Nothing feels like brand new, but it feels like, at least, I don't know.
I disagree a little bit on
Really? Okay.
Well, but
like,
please.
Like you're trying to move up tracks. You're trying to manage your 2 resources. They are the currency to be able to take actions at certain locations. I guess maybe the combination of doing these things is its own unique way, but there was nothing like completely brand new that was like, whoa, I've never seen that before kind of thing. It's still an enjoyable game, but I think I do want to try now those expansions, knowing this base game and kind of like the shell of what it is. I'm very curious to see what would kind of change or like flip that kind of like spark that would make it just a little bit more intriguing for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm almost like the complete opposite of that.
Interesting.
So this game has the deck building and the worker placement. And so we've said this in a previous video, but this game was very, very recommended to us because we love Dune Imperium. We really enjoyed Lost Ruins of Arnak, and this is like the third in that sort of grouping.
They were all kind of marketed around the same time, and so it was kind of like, oh, these 3 games are kind of be very, very similar. So we were very like highly anticipating this one for a long time.
They have that same combination of mechanisms, but they do them differently, and they all feel very different. So we'll save the comparison and sort of where that lineup is for us for last, because I don't know about you, but I definitely have a lineup for those 3 games.
I do. I think I also do.
Okay, let's start with theme, because it's been a while since we've done a full review,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So this is not real. This is not factual, right? This can't be factual.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be based off of the, ancient Americans, I guess, or North Americans.
Yeah, just like
Americans.
right around recorded history, basically, for what we know, because humans date back. They think about 250,000 years ago, but we only have a recorded history of about like 10 or 11,000 BC. So this is I guess supposed to take place right around that time, the beginning of it all.
Yeah,
so,
recorded history is a very short amount of time compared to hundreds of thousands of years.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I actually really like themes like that. Like Paleo is another game that has that sort of theme. I think this is fictional. So everything is very cute if you kind of take it in that way.
I feel like we're going to get some of those comments like, actually, that bird did exist and now is went extinct and all that stuff. I could be convinced I'm thinking the animals
were
are
real.
Probably from there, but...
Yes, just from that time period.
Right.
But theme-wise, I enjoy the theme. I don't know about the very specific aspects, like the chief names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not too sure about that. But otherwise, I really do enjoy themes like this. So,
yeah, I'm fascinated by like human history and like the unknown of like what the heck happened for those other 240,000 years that we don't know about.
Right.
And history is only told from one perspective. So
yes.
So this theme is very intriguing to me for sure.
Yes. So the theme is actually what intrigued me about the game, like what got me to want to play it, because it had the combination mechanisms plus a theme like this. I really wanted to know what it was about.
Yep.
And so I think the game does interesting things in regards to the theme. Like you're going across several generations, although that buildup of it's supposed to be across 4 generations, but for me, it doesn't really feel like I have changed generations, you know what I mean, thematically?
Yeah.
But the different types of actions and how it kind of integrates thematically, that you're going hunting or you're going to the terrain.
Exploring off from the central village and you're moving
making
out.
Camps and you're expanding out your camps. You're gaining more tribes people. So hearing that thematically, I think is interesting.
It just doesn't feel like it's actually happening.
Feel like it. Yeah, that's kind of one of the issues that I have with the game. It almost feels a bit disjointed in the way that the actual mechanics come into play. But I guess that's it for a theme. Sure. In terms of player count and replayability, I do not prefer this game at 2. I think this game in the 2-player setting could have benefited from a third, what do they call it? Like a neutral player.
A neutral player that's kind of competing for like different cards
Yes.
or moving up the track,
On
especially the
idle
track.
board. Especially on the idle
Yeah.
board. Yeah. Or, removing cards from the display so that when you refill the cultural cards, you have more options.
Same with the animals. Yeah, like I think once you hit the full of the green animals, and like there's 2 more out there, and I'm not going hunting. Well, those are just going to kind of sit there until somebody else comes and cleans it up.
And the megalith board. I think it would have been cool to have some neutral players, and that's speaking specifically on the 2-player game. Now it's really long, so I don't know that I would enjoy playing it at higher player counts. I feel like there would be more tension. Because as it stands, it's kind of it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of tension.
At 2 players, yeah, I would. Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. There was times where I was like, okay, I really want to get that bonus for going and taking that action first, but okay, well, you went there, so I can take one of the other 3.
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
The most amount of tension that I felt in the game was in the sacred stones because there's only 8 of them, and Naveen took the one that I wanted, and like. A lot of the sacred stones are grouped. Like the first era is a majority of them have to do with the hex tiles. And then the second era, it's like, I don't want to tip my animals. So I really just wanted to go for that one sacred stone that you took it. You know what I mean? That was the most amount of tension that I felt during this gameplay in particular.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, there's also a bit of tension in terms of the terrain board because you can usurp, people for the hexes.
Yeah.
And that can come into play when you're trying to score your sacred stones or even when you're just trying to gain those benefits earlier in the game.
Yep.
So that's the other part?
Yeah, I think like we found ourselves in a situation in our playthrough where it's like, okay, I'm taking these resources from this way, and you're also getting the same resources on the other side of the board. So we didn't really find ourselves competing too much. It's like, look, I need meat to go into the next round. I need some tools going into the next round.
Yeah.
You got yours. I'll get some points. You get some points, and then we just kind of divided up the board. I think in a higher player count, there's just a little bit more of that jockeying for that position.
Would be more interesting. And same with the megalith board. But like I said, I don't know if it's just us, but even in a 2-player game, it plays pretty long.
Yeah, I don't know. We're a little slow with this one for some reason. Well, even though it's very simple mechanics and a very simple kind of like a rule structure, we still take, I don't know, it takes longer than what we anticipate every single time we play it.
Yeah, well, for me in particular. Well, by the way, it's funny that you say there's simple rule structure because there's quite a bit of rules.
There's a lot of rules, but it's like very intuitive. That's like
once you know the rules,
actions.
Once you know it, then everything makes sense. All the symbology is great. You're only juggling 2 or 3 resources. When you take into consideration the labor.
Yep.
But the thing for me that makes it long is I get a lot of analysis paralysis because you're really juggling like 4 or 5 really distinct things. Like they do kind of intertwine in helping each other push up.
Yep.
Like the idle board, you can push up on the idle board doing various different things. Same thing with the megalith boards. But at the end of the day, it feels like different things that you're trying to juggle at the same time.
Like you're waiting in a bunch of pools or something?
Yeah. So for me, I get a lot of analysis paralysis with that and with the card play. Because the thing that I found to be interesting about this game is how you have to juggle your hand management. And that's kind of what I was saying when you were speaking in the beginning that I felt was something the game did that was unique because you said you didn't really feel like there was anything really innovative.
I guess, yeah. I don't really feel that way.
When I read the rules the first time, I thought that the eclipse phase was interesting. The fact that the cards had the eclipse phase option. So now you're taking cards and the cards are so stressful to manage because you're wondering, well, when should I use them? Some of them give me more labor if I use them with specific actions, but some of them will get me this thing if I reserve it for the eclipse phase. Do I want to use, you know what I mean? Like, when do I want to use these cards?
Honestly, I think that was kind of similar to like what we experienced in Dune Imperium, where the cards that you don't use, they have that bottom hash, if you're familiar with that game, that you can use as either credits or to go into battle. So that's why for me, it's like I saw it in that game.
I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
So I think mechanically they're similar in that regard, but it feels different for me.
I do know what you mean about that because it's a little bit more variety.
Because
right there.
I think it's the fact that you gain additional labor when you go to specific action spaces. So not only am I thinking like, do I want to reserve this card for the eclipse phase, but I'm also thinking like, do I want to reserve this card for the next action? Because your entire hand has to last all your 3 workers.
Yes, I do appreciate that part of the game where it's like, especially at the very beginning, where it's like I have these 5, okay, I'm gonna blow through these 5 because I don't want to take like very minuscule actions. I want to be able to use these hands, but now we're playing this game of like, I want to be able to put out that first megalith
Yeah.
because I want to reserve some cards, and maybe you can bluff me a little bit. So
Yes.
that part is very interesting.
So the stress of that specific hand
Yeah.
management is what I think makes this one a little bit more, or sets this one out, I guess, from the other two games.
Sure. Yeah.
In Dune Imperium, there's a ton of tension, and that's what I like about that game in particular.
Especially
but
at 4 players.
in this one, I felt like, for me, the stress came from deciding when to use the tribe cards.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I thought, maybe the cards are going to be the limiting factor because you don't get to redraw more cards until the next round. But really, it's not. The tools are the limiting factor because
Yes.
all of the sweet actions that you can take require tools. And it's hard to get tools unless you have a tool making engine.
Yeah,
right?
sometimes you have to wait until the very next round. So that's why you have to make sure you shore up that exploration board to be like, okay, I'm definitely going to get 2 there. And I have these cards during the eclipse that are going to get me a couple more. And then you can always, what I do appreciate about this game is that hierarchy of income that you get, the benefits that you can take.
Yeah.
That if you need to, you can always get a lower tier benefit, which would be those basic resources. But sometimes those resources allow you to do something so much more lucrative going into the next round. So I do like that part right there. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean about the hand management tension.
The card play.
Yeah, I found myself kind of like burning out on what I could even accomplish on that exploration board, even though that was my chief. My chief said like, go and do that. And I was like, I kind of already did that. So
yeah, you maxed out on the idle board. You put out all of your megalith tiles.
I did pretty well on this exploration board. I was able to shore up different resources as well as getting out my megaliths by getting there.
You have many different sets of animals.
Yeah, and then I also made sure I got stone tablets that justified me going out and doing these kind of actions. And then I also was able to bury. So burying is also that other part of the game.
The only thing you were missing was putting out your other 2 villages.
Yeah,
and I think you would have done it all, literally,
yeah.
right? And I ran into a similar situation. The last game that we played, it was the opposite. I
was falling behind
on the terrain real early, and I was able to do a lot of stuff. I think the one thing that I didn't do too much of was the animals.
Yeah.
So that hurts it a little bit in terms of replayability if you don't incorporate those expansions. I think
that's why I'm curious about the expansions, because it's like, okay, base game, I really do enjoy what's going on in the base game. So like, what does that extra thing add, and like, what happens when you add 2 different expansions? I'm not even sure if you can, or if it's like you only play with 1 expansion. So I don't know. But I am interested now to see like, okay, there's that extra scoring criteria.
Yeah.
Like, how much does that now deviate your attention? Because now you have these many actions that you still have these like 12 actions, I'm assuming, that you can take. But now that you're deviating towards something else, like what kind of holes are you going to start to create by playing these other expansions? So I don't know, I'm interested.
And that's kind of where we differ as well. Like I was mentioning earlier, this game falls a little bit flat for me. I think it does some interesting things, but just like halfway through the game, I almost get a little bit fatigued from the same kind of deal, I guess. And it makes me not too interested in playing the expansions because this is gonna be the game. Like the expansions are small from what I understand.
Okay.
It's not gonna change the game, completely. So for me, in terms of ranking, with Dune Imperium, Lost Ruins of Arnak, as well as this one, this is the third one, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think there's some really cute stuff going on. Like, it is a nice looking game. The art is very, very nice. The Miko, fantastic board game artist. And this version of the game, I don't know if there are different versions, but this one came with like these miniatures.
Really nice ones, yeah.
Really nice.
Very good.
Some of the nicest miniatures I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it even comes with like an organizer in the box, so the production value is very high. But in terms of the gameplay, this one did fall a bit flat for me.
Gotcha. Yeah. First time we played it, I was getting like just completely beat down because I was struggling in all departments. I learned a lot from that, and then now, after playing it a couple times, I've been able to do a ton. And I've learned a lot, and I know what you mean about like
where do you go from here?
Yeah, exactly. Like so.
Yeah.
And that's why I think for me the expansions, I do want to test it out. In terms of my ranking, Dune Imperium is still one of my favorite games of all time, especially with the.
Why? Like what makes that better?
Oh, it's definitely the tension, the tension over the spots of like, I need to go and I need to get that spot now.
Yeah.
So like, I want to do this other thing, like. Plan B plus is there, but I need that spot, and I need to get those cubes into that battle
Yeah.
because the only part of Dune Imperium that I'm a little bit like lukewarm on is those cards that can just randomly flip and change things.
Oh, okay.
Those little black cards, if you know what I'm talking about, those can be a little swingy.
Yeah, I forgot what they're called.
Yeah. I don't remember what they're called, but they can be a little bit swingy. But the tension in that game is definitely far exceeds both Lost Ruins of Arnak as well as this one.
Yeah, and that is why Dune Imperium for me is also number one, because of the feeling. So we are heavy gamers, so we like playing games like this, which I don't actually classify this game as being
That's
too
what I'm saying.
heavy.
It's like simple rule set. It's just
A lot of rules.
Yeah.
You're going to spend some time learning it, but when you get into it, it's not super heavy. It's just a lot that you have to consider, I guess. And Dune Imperium is like, if you look at the board, it's very simple. It's even simpler,
Yeah,
right?
sparse.
It's really just the cards, and the card play is not, maybe not even as interesting as the card play in this game.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when you're playing that game, especially at 4 players and everyone's in it, it's tense.
It's because you're racing for the area control part. The area control part is like, that's how you're going to score a race. It's a race game. You know, you're trying to race to 10 points.
Yes.
So you're racing to get to the final score. You're racing to go up those tracks with the 4 different factions, like, because you're going to get a benefit for being there, and you're also going to get a super benefit being out in front.
Right.
And then also, you know, you're battling for Dune itself. You know, so there's like 3 or 4 different things that you're constantly trying to like manage in that game. That the tension for that one, and we keep saying that word, but it's just so much more.
Feel like you're losing a race at all times, right? You feel like you need to win. You need to win the race. That's what that game makes you feel, and I think that is the difference. It's because even though it's very simple and the things that you're doing there are much simpler, it's more meaningful. Like for me, the actions are more meaningful. Pushing up on this track means that I can beat out this person, which is going to be huge if I can push up to that last point and win the game.
If I can maintain that faction for one more round, then I will have the 10 points to end the game, kind of thing.
And so for me, that's the difference. The decision making is a lot more meaningful. In this game, it's like I could move my camps around, but I already put out all my megalith tiles. Or I could move it in another spot and take 1 point away from you. It's not as meaningful is kind of what I find.
Yeah. Once I locked in that track on the far right side, it was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna get for you. You probably were like, I'm not gonna focus on that anymore.
And in Lost Ruins of Arnak, I do feel that way sometimes, especially towards the end of the game, where you're just like, well, I just have all these resources, I can min max and just trade them all in to see how many points I can get. But the thing that I like about that game is there's a discovery aspect to it. Like you feel like you're an explorer because, and I know this is not what you like, but you like randomly you randomly unveil monsters, you unveil sites, and you don't know what they're going to be until somebody unveils them. Right? You make the game as you progress. I
do prefer Lost Ruins at 3 players because there's just more people who are going to go out and uncover more action spots, because I think you still get the same amount of workers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in a 2-player, 3 or 4. So we're going to be exploring, people are going to recall back, and then now it's my turn. I get to go out and actually take the action there versus just pushing up and converting different resources.
And that's what I really liked about Lost Ruins of Arnak, maybe even compared to this. It's the fact that you don't know what's going to come out. You don't know what monster you're going to have to face or if it's going to actually end up hurting you in the end. So that surprise factor is what put that one above this one for me.
That's fair, yeah.
So well, there you go. That is Endless Winter. What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I do enjoy it. The mechanisms, I'm really starting to like this combination of deck building and worker placement. Not really starting. I've been liking it, but
okay.
I want to play with the expansions. I know for you're kind of lukewarm on it, but maybe I can find somebody else to play with me.
Okay. I've been booted. For me, I think that there are some interesting aspects to it. It's real pretty, but it was just okay in the end. Well, there you have it. That is Endless Winter Paleoamericans. Thank you all so much for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.